Develop a clear plan for your retirement goals. Your meeting is an opportunity to understand your retirement situation and discuss how you can proceed. Of course, your consultation is free of charge and requires no obligation on your part. If you're retiring in the next 5 years, now is the time to start planning. To schedule your free retirement plan review, visit bobstockdale.com or call me at 636-448-7655. That's bobstockdale.com or 636-448-7655. Stiefel, member FINRA, SIPC, and NYSE.
I just not going to stay in Illinois. You can't just keep taxing homeowners.
We can't stop the flight without someone willing to take up our fight. Katie Stewart won't oppose a proposed statewide property tax hike. Stewart is fighting against us for Madigan. Dwight Kay proved he will fight for us against Madigan.
Well, we've done the same thing every year, leader, and that's why we're in the hole we're in.
Always.
Pretty obvious you've never run a business, you've never had to account for money.
Stay with Kay if you want to stay in Illinois. Liberty Principles paid for this ad and is solely responsible for its content, not affiliated with any candidate or candidate committee.
Lincoln Power Sports is your place to find all your power sports needs. ATVs, motorcycles, side-by-sides, and so much more. Number one in customer service, price savings, and never any out-the-door fees. Suzuki, Arctic Cat, Textron Off-Road, Kimco, Hustler, Echo, and Shindoa Power Products. Highly trained service and parts department. Oil and tire changes while you wait. Hassle-free sales and service. Lincoln Power Sports, located in Moscow Mills. Visit them online at LincolnPowersports.com.
The only way you can take FM News Talk 97.1 with you is the Radio.com app, available on your smartphone in the App Store. Download the Radio.com app today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
The Annie Frey Show.
This hour brought to you by the Rick and Tracy Ellis Real Estate Team. Heard right here on 97.1, Saturdays at 9 and Sundays at 10. Visit TracyEllis.com.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what you're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong. I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
You are like the most powerful man in the world. And if you say that word, enemy, literally tens of thousands of people go into a stadium to listen to you. And then people go on social media and they get themselves so jazzed up. There's got to be a party that's like, damn it, I'm scared that someone is going to take it.
It's my only form of fighting back. I couldn't be here if I did that.
You won. You have the presidency.
No. But I did this before I won.
Hey, folks, happy November. How is it November? I don't understand.
How did Halloween come and go?
Yeah, it's Thanksgiving time.
Yes, it is.
And for some, maybe even Christmas time.
Well, what you think about that, Tony?
We'll get to that in a minute here. Donald Trump is going to be in this very long interview on HBO this weekend. And he's this question about the enemy of the people, or Donald Trump constantly dictating the media as his enemy. You know who it really bothers? The media. Mm-hmm. You know who's really frustrated about that constant assertion? It's the media. Well, duh. Obviously, the Democrats have controlled it. When President Obama was in office, they did not cover him the way they cover this president. That's just absolutely factually true. But at the same time, when we go through an election process, we go through the campaign in 2016, and people didn't think that Donald Trump had a chance. They made fun of him. They didn't attack him. And then he becomes president, and then everything is an attack. All of the coverage against this president on the mainstream media is an attack. I mean, let's do this. Let's put on CNN, let's put on MSNBC, and let's go on like a hunger strike until Donald Trump gets a compliment or gets covered for something he has done that is positive. It'd be a great diet.
So this week, now twice, Trump and ISIS have been compared.
Yes.
On CNN this week. And it is the most mind-boggling thing to me.
It's heinous.
To watch. Just last week, whenever you were saying people want so badly to put Trump's name and the bomber's name together. And then you look at CNN this week and it's Trump's name next to ISIS.
It's really unreal. And then when the mainstream media or these left-leaning media outlets sit down with the president to talk to him and say...
It's lamestream media.
Lamestream media.
The lamestream media.
They say, how can you call the media the enemy? And he's like, well, because they're the enemy. Listen, we know that they're Anderson Cooper's not with his pitchfork on the White House front lawn trying to go after the president like that, but they want to do everything in their power to destroy Donald Trump.
Have you ever heard me talk about the flip test?
Mm-mm.
Not in November.
What the heck is that? November.
Just imagine.
Boom roasted.
Just imagine if 90% of media coverage would have been anti-Obama.
Yeah.
If all of the media if the media outlets treated Barack Obama the way they do President Trump, what would President Obama have said? And what would his supporters on the left? They would all say the media is out to get the president, therefore they are enemies of the state.
The frustrating thing is, if that were the case on Fox News, President Obama never had to say it because the media says it for him. Hollywood says it for him. The university systems say it for the president or for the progressive movement. The messengers are controlled by the progressive agenda. The people who have the biggest impact on communicating to voters, to individuals, to taxpayers in the past have always been largely controlled by the Democratic Party. I'm reading a headline on Fox News right now. Published 24 minutes ago, Sarah Silverman, did I take your story?
It's okay.
Day two.
Sarah Silverman, sorry, I did it again.
Yeah, that's okay.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah.
Blames Trump for, quote, epidemic of domestic terrorism in her new monologue. She says, I'm going to pause this so I can read it. How perverted is it to go from where we are one to we are number one, which is such a childish idea? She's commenting on Donald Trump's America First attitude. Listen, folks, we as the United States of America, if we put ourselves first, we could actually do more for other people. Let's boil this down to something very relatable. You have a home. You have to put food on the table. Maybe it's just for yourself. Maybe it's a Totino's pizza and Diet Pepsi every night or something, or a beer. Maybe that's your meal. Maybe you're feeding a family of 5. Maybe you get the Hanson's Meat Company Annie Bundle for $50, which is a great sponsor of the show. And you are looking at putting a meal on the table. Thank you. And you want to feed a big, full, healthy meal for your family. So you have to figure out how to budget for that. Maybe you want to have every single channel that exists to man available on your television when you sit down, in every streaming capacity too. You have the choice to have all these things. But ultimately, if you spend all of your money on the biggest, largest cable package and you can't afford to put healthy food on the table, you're making a decision there. And you're prioritizing one thing over the other, and maybe it's not in your best interest. Well, when you look at how we as a government, as a nation, spend our money, remember, your money, my money, our money, not the government's money, because they don't have any until they take it from you, and you look at where they're investing the emphasis on where that money should go, are we doing this in the best interest of the United States of America? And once you become good at managing your own money, once you become adequate at budgeting in your own home, doesn't that at the end of the day or at the end of the pay period, don't you have a little bit more left over? And if you have a little bit more left over, you can do a little bit more for other people. That's the way it works. If you're responsible, if you're fiscally responsible and you're honest with yourself, you can do more for other people by doing so. The United States has put many other places before itself, especially in the last decade, in an effort to not look like we think we're a great country. It's an image thing. Like, this is like going to high school and wanting to be the prom queen or something and sacrificing some important parts of yourself in order to get there. It's not worth it. And adults know that it's not worth it. Kids don't. People who want to feel popular and want to retain the power structure in high school don't get that, but adults get it. They know you have to take care of home, and allowing yourself to take care of home allows yourself to take care of other people. We've got a caravan of people coming to the border. We've got people very aggressively saying that the caravan in and of itself, discussing the caravan in and of itself is only a fear tactic. And the fact that they won't get here until mid-December means we shouldn't be talking about it right now. The president's saying now that he could send up to 15,000 troops to the southern border, that's all a political play. I'm here to tell you, I don't know if it is or not. I don't know. I don't have all the information that says that is a wholly political move, or we should have done this a long time ago. I don't know because I don't have that information. But what I do know, going back to what you're hearing about Donald Trump saying that his enemy is the media, that is true. You cannot trust anything this media says to you ever because you know that they have an agenda of destroying the president. You get to the end of said story, they could be 100% true. Their criticism of the president in that particular story could be 100% accurate. It might be something you 100% agree with, but you would never take it seriously because you know where they're coming from and you know where they're trying to get to. This is like Tony's flip test. When it was President Obama, they wanted to protect him. They want to build him up because they see a personal gain from doing so. They see their own success in Barack Obama's success, and they now see their own success in Donald Trump's failure. And when that's the case, how can you trust anything they say? You can't. You've got Don Lemon saying yesterday that ridiculous statement about white men.
White guy ban.
So we have to stop demonizing people and realize the biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized to the right. And we have to start doing something about them. There is no travel ban on them. There is no ban on, they have the Muslim ban. There is no white guy ban.
No, there's no white guy ban. And no, they're not radicalized to the right. Because what do you think Don Lemon thinks is radicalized to the right? Tony, you're probably radicalized to the right in his mind. Just because you are on a station that has a Fox News attachment to it. So
I think any white guy that isn't overly liberal would be on Don Lemon's white guy, would be considered radicalized by the right.
So
I think, yeah, he's not talking about extremists. He's not talking about people who are like the person in Florida with the van, the crazies.
Mm-hmm.
That is somebody who's radical. That's somebody who's been radicalized. That's not who Don Lemon's talking about.
If everybody is radical, is anybody radical?
Exactly.
I mean, radical
and
by nature of the word means extreme.
CNN and outlets like that, and not Don Lemon. I can't specifically say Don Lemon has said this, but I would be willing to bet he has. You remember when you weren't allowed to say radical Muslims?
Yeah.
Radicalized, Islamists, because it was a racist statement that was encompassing that they said, well, this puts regular peaceful Muslims in the same category. Yeah. So don't use terms like radical Muslims or extreme
it's word
Muslims.
Control.
So you can't use it for that group, but we can turn it on white people all we want and the right all we want because they don't need any. That's a different story because they're truly evil and they don't need any protections because they're already got all these privileges.
And these
so there's different rules.
These are things that you're supposed to when you have a discussion with somebody who might be on the far left and they're trying to convince you of their worldview. They don't really spend much time trying to convince you of anything because to them it is a given. You enter the conversation, the first sentence that comes out of their mouth. It is a given that Tony, as a white man, there are some things about you that are just true.
Yeah,
and if you can't accept that, then I don't know that we can have this
It's
conversation.
the whole starting a conversation with, so are you still beating your kids?
Yeah.
You know, like
I'm not beating my kids.
yeah.
What are you talking about?
It's starting the argument. It's starting the discussion from a point that is already
the assumption
completely assumed and completely one-sided. Can I point out something about Sarah Silverman again?
Yeah.
So one of the things that she said yesterday was that sending troops to the border are floating the idea of overturning birthright citizenship. These are just attempts to motivate his base right before the midterms. She also said that the president only knows how to use fear to motivate those that support him. Do you remember when before things went crazy with Brett Kavanaugh and sexual, it was, hey, if Brett Kavanaugh gets put on the Supreme Court, he's going to overturn Roe v. Wade,
Right, yeah.
and abortions are going to be eliminated immediately. That's fear. How about when Donald Trump was running for president and they said he's going to be so disrespected in the world and he's not going to know, he's going to run us headlong into a nuclear war with North Korea if he's elected. He's going to the economy. He's going to tank the economy the moment he's elected.
Mm-hmm.
What are all those tactics?
Yeah.
Fear tactics.
I'm glad you bring that up because there's another Project Veritas video that came out last night. I don't know if you guys watched it. I watched it last night. You can go to 971talk.com/Annie to see the video and also to read some of the snippets that I pulled out of it. But we're going to talk about that idea of fear and the usage of it and how maybe it's not a Republican problem or not only a Republican problem. We'll talk about that as soon as we come back, plus the highlights. Give us a call if you want to join the show, 314-241-9797, 314-241-9797. We got Tyrus at 110. We've got RNC Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel at 140. So other than that, how about you? Give us a call. Tell us what you think. President Trump is a fearmonger, saying the media is the enemy. Is he right? Or are the people questioning him right to say that maybe that's not the best idea? Give us a call. We'll talk about it as soon as we come back.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Talk lines are open now at 314-241-9797 or 866-455-9797.
It's Mark Cox, and with the midterm election coming up on Tuesday, I put together a guide for Missouri voters.
And I'm Annie Frey. You can see my take on a guide for Illinois voters. Head to 971talk.com before you vote to learn more about where I stand on the candidates and the issues. Vote Tuesday, November 6th.
How do you make a tissue dance? You put a little boogie in it.
Didn't even chance to say the answer. She needs a little break in her.
He's critiquing an 8-year-old.
Dave Glover, weekdays at 3 on FM News Talk 97.1.
Banner Construction invests in you by investing in quality. They understand that when you are going to put new siding on your home, it's time to transform your home. It's really a once in a lifetime opportunity when you're putting this James Hardie fiber cement siding on your home to really make a statement. You get to sit down with the experts at Banner Construction and learn how they use different techniques like highlighting with subtle color variations and also using architectural accents to really make your home stand out. And they can make it personal to you. Your house isn't going to look like the house next door down the street. It's going to be that best looking house on the block, and it's going to be because Banner Construction knows quality. And they know that when you are investing in that James Hardie fiber cement siding, you want good customer service. You want to have confidence in the product that they are putting on your home, and you want to have confidence in the people who are putting it on your home, making sure that everything, all the attention to detail is properly paid. That's what Banner Construction does. If you are looking to reside your home, give them a call, 314-569-1050. It's 314-569-1050, and have a banner day.
You feel it every time you go to the drugstore.
Sticker shock at the pharmacy. Huge price hikes over the past 5 years.
But one senator is taking on the drug corporations, Claire McCaskill.
They are making hand-over-fist profits because of these price increases.
That's why she's investigating drug corporations for raising prices, why she's leading the fight to stop the billion-dollar tax breaks they get, and why she worked across the aisle to pass a bill that speeds up approval of cheaper generic drugs.
But Josh Hawley, he supports the tax plan that gives big drug corporations nearly $80 billion in tax breaks without lowering any drug prices. He's even filed a lawsuit to overturn requirements that insurance companies cover your prescriptions.
That's the difference. Josh Hawley works for the drug corporations. Claire McCaskill fights for the rest of us.
Paid for by Patients for Affordable Drugs Action, who is responsible for the content of this advertising. P4ADAction.org, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Shooting guns is the most fun you can have with your pants on. Hi, this is Sid Glockenkohl from Tactical. Make it even more enjoyable by wearing the right pants from True Spec or jeans from 511. Right now, all Tactical pants are 25% off at Tactical in St. Peters.
The Gateway Area Acura dealers are dealing during the model year-end sales event. 2019 Acura models have arrived, and 2018's must go. ILX, TLX, RDX, and MDX. You want it? We got it. GatewayAreaAcuraDealers.com.
This is the Long-Term Care Minute. According to the Department of Veterans Affairs, of the 16 million veterans who served during World War II, less than 558,000 are still alive. To make things worse, many of them now need long-term care. With the average cost of nursing home care approaching $7,000 monthly, we wondered, what should veterans do? For some advice on this, we called on long-term care expert and best-selling author Don Quante. So Don, what should our veterans do?
Well, quite simply, we recommend our veterans get a free copy of my book, Tax-Free Money for Long-Term Care, where they will learn about a little-known veterans benefit that may allow them to receive up to $26,000 a year tax-free to pay for long-term care. Give me a call right now. The next 30 listeners will get a free copy of my book.
That sounds great, Don. Just call 800-256-1607. That's 800-256-1607. This has been the Long-Term Care Minute.
Hi, I'm Erica Howes. What's the best way to prepare your engine for winter? By giving it the most powerful cleaning you can buy in a bottle. Howes Meter Power Cleaner has over 3 times the cleaning power of competing products. Just one bottle treats up to 320 gallons of fuel and gives you at least a 5% increase in fuel economy. If you want the absolute best in lubricity and injector cleaning, look no further. Howes Meter Power Cleaner will get you going and keep you going with superior performance guaranteed. Howes Lubricator. Pour in the power.
Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
We're going to send more troops to stop this caravan than we have fighting ISIS. So somehow the President of the United States has decided that a couple thousand scared, sick, people fleeing violence are a bigger threat to the United States than ISIS. It makes no sense. And then you said something I think is really unfortunate. You said they've declared that they're going to come here and violate our laws. They actually are coming here to invoke our laws. We have, as the greatest nation in the world, insisted that not only ourselves but people around the world, when people are fleeing violence after World War II, when people are afraid and running for their lives, that they are supposed to be met and examined and heard. Now, that doesn't mean they have to come in, but everybody gets to be heard.
You know, when the president was enforcing the law that the Obama administration didn't, which resulted in the separation, then that was not good either.
How can you
yourself?
say that with a straight face? That was Van Jones, right?
Yeah,
How can you say that with a straight face, Van Jones? They're coming here not to break our laws, but to invoke our laws. Over 98% of people that come to this country and claim asylum and get put into the country with a court date, over 98% don't come to that court date. That is something that you can pretty much count on.
Yeah.
They are not coming to here to be legal. I'm not even talking about, like, is it okay to send troops or let's change the laws. This is not opinion.
Yeah.
This is just a fact. So to say that they're not going to come here and break laws, at least that law is ludicrous.
Yeah. I mean that's you've got Van Jones here saying that President Trump is more concerned of these scared, sick migrants and considers them a bigger threat than ISIS. The pundits who sit on that very channel and MSNBC and other far left-leaning outlets compare Donald Trump to ISIS. They say that this president has radicalized more people than ISIS. These are actual things that these leftists say about our president. They are using fear and only fear to take down this president. They are only concerned with you being so scared of what Donald Trump is capable of that you get on board in trying to vote to impeach him by putting House members in that are Democrats and not Republicans. That's the goal right now. They need to make a stink that is big enough so that in 2020 they can have the momentum going into that presidential election. Because listen, the House is certainly a goal for them right now, but it is not by any means the end of their plan. They want the presidential election in 2020 to go their way. And, this pendulum swings pretty far and pretty fast right now. I don't know how far left the Democratic Party can go and still win, but I don't know what the Democrat Party is for. I don't know what a common sense Democratic position is on immigration, because the Democratic position on immigration is the opposite of what Donald Trump does, which is you see it on the news coverage to open our arms to thousands of people who are coming towards our border. And yes, Shepard Smith, I understand they're not going to be here at 5 o'clock today. I get that. But something is motivating these individuals, many of them young, able-bodied men. Something is motivating them to come to our border. And they're not cooperating with the countries they're passing through to get here. Why is that? I promise you, it's not because of the policies that this president is implementing. It's because of the policies that the past president and legislators, Republicans included, have not pushed to enforce. It just has to get better than that. It definitely has to improve.
That's something that nobody ever talks about. We're supposedly this just evil right now. Just an evil regime and an evil place to live that's so unfair to immigrants. And
why are they all coming here?
Yeah. Why is this the most is
wanted
this the destination?
Country, yeah.
Is this the most wanted place for them to all go if we're so terrible? And it's so unfair. They're breaking laws in every there's no I'm not getting into a discussion about birthright citizenship, but there are almost no countries in the world that have that law. We have that.
We are
law.
exceptional.
We are. We are. That's an exception. That is another example of this country bending over backwards to accept as many immigrants as possible. We do that even if you just follow the rules. We let more people in than almost any country in the world, and we are more accepting of people coming across our borders than almost any country in the world. And yet we're painted as this evil thing.
Monica, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah, you can go ahead with your thought.
Yes. I watched a video. I'm not on air, am I?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I have seen videos, Sarah Silverman and Patton Oswalt making jokes about pedophilia online. I mean, they are out there stating this is what's, a joke to them. And President Trump has been exposing, the child trafficking and everything else that's going on. I just want to put this out there for anybody to please research, because there is more to this caravan than anyone knows.
Well, Monica, one of the things that needs to be done is we need to understand who's going to cross the border when they're going to cross them. Hopefully that would happen once the border is reached by this caravan. I'm sure that there's a lot of people who aren't going to ever make it to the southern border because it's quite a journey. But we need to know who's coming into our country, and if they're rightfully entitled to asylum, then let's work on that. But they need to be rightfully so and not politically encouraged. Cameron, thanks for calling the show.
Yes, when I'm listening, I'm kind of disappointed in all Americans, Republican and Democrat, as it relates to people using the word all or all Republicans are bad or all Democrats are this. That's a very sad state for America. We, I believe, are in the middle, such as me. And in terms of this caravan, we have the most powerful military on the face of this planet. If we thought they were a threat, we would have infiltrated them a long time ago and made sure that any radicals or anybody that's in there, we would have took care of business in a very quiet way.
Cameron, we can't invade another country. We're not going to invade another.
No. It's not invading. I said we will infiltrate like we do all the time. Meaning, if we think something is a threat to our nation, we will quietly infiltrate a caravan to make sure there was no radicals or whoever you want to call these people, in there, because that's just being smart. I mean, I'm not saying we should go to war. Of course not. But we would already be there. We wouldn't do it in a loud way. We wouldn't broadcast our technique. We wouldn't broadcast.
Well, then maybe we're doing that.
We're broadcasting.
Maybe we did what you just said and we didn't broadcast it, and then we thought maybe we should send some troops to the border for when these folks arrive.
Well, the thing is, troops to the border, our country, if we can't handle, this is not a sneak attack. This is not Pearl Harbor. This is not some sneak attack.
What would you suggest we do, Cameron?
What I suggest we do is tone back the rhetoric.
What do we do with the people who are going to arrive at our border in whatever capacity that they come in, whether it's 10,000 or 2,000? What do you suggest that we do with them?
What I suggest we do with them is follow the laws of the United States, which in fact is we don't let people in who don't belong. So we definitely detain them.
Are you okay, Cameron, with letting people cross the border, come into our country, give them a court date that they don't show back up for?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
No, I'm not. No, not at all.
So don't let them enter the country at all? Well,
what I would do I would follow the laws of the United States. That's what makes us the greatest.
But that's happening right now, Cameron. We're not following the laws. In fact, if anything is true in the past, we have, through executive order by the President of the United States, said we are not going to enforce the laws. President Trump is coming in and saying we are going to enforce the laws.
Well, the thing is, one thing I do is I respect the presidency. I may not respect the person in office, but I will always.
I respect that.
Mm-hmm. I respect the presidency. I mean, people, you can't, in a word, you can't. I'm like this on air. You can't pee on me and call it rain. Mm-hmm. I listen to what you say. If you say something, I'm gonna believe you. So I don't want excuses. I don't want people explaining what you meant to say and what you say. So I don't hate a person. I'm a strong Christian. When I listen to a person talk and I see vile things come out, I don't give them an excuse. I know some brilliant Republicans. And I think my friends who are brilliant Republicans are ashamed of things that are coming out of our president's mouth at the moment. Now, not to say he's a bad guy, because I don't know the person. He may be an incredible person for all I know. All I know is I hear what he says. And when I hear a person saying things...
Like what?
I'm not supposed to listen to him. That he's a nationalist. Everybody know what that meant when he said that.
No.
I heard him say it.
Cameron.
He said he was a nationalist. He didn't say he was a white supremacist. He said he was a nationalist.
Cameron, do you think that when he says he's a nationalist, he's telling everybody that he's a white nationalist?
No. What I believe, which, again, I could be completely wrong, but what I believe, it was a dog whistle. Flat out. Now, and one person said something that I thought was brilliant. I'm not saying Donald Trump's a racist or anything of that nature, because I don't know the man. But what I can say, the actual racist, because I don't believe you are, but the actual racist believes he's a racist. That's all. When I'm saying it, so when you pander and you're not that, and you're pandering to it. I understand it's an election. He's trying to get people to vote and trying to rile up different people around the country to come in and vote and do X, Y, and Z. I understand that. I understand the anger and the frustration of middle America. I understand that. I understand the immigrants and this and the pain and the suffering that America is. I understand all that. But we still can be decent to one another.
Yeah, but Cameron, and would you agree that that's an effort that needs to be made equally by both sides?
Yes, definitely. I think that the rhetoric on the left and the right is ridiculous. I think it's sad.
Yeah.
I think listening to people talk is like, when I hear the word all, I almost turn off. All Republicans are bad, or all Democrats are bad, or all this. I know that's a false statement from the beginning. All I'm simply saying is, when I listen to this rhetoric, it's sad. It's sad because history will not be kind on this time to Republicans or Democrats. Because when people see what they said 20 years ago, and it's going to be repeated to their children and repeated, it's going to be a sad day. See, my dad couldn't have done that or this, because 50 years ago, when they were sicking dogs on people, and you see those videos and you see that, it was okay. Because if you saw the faces of the people when they were buying great Christians.
Yeah. Cameron,
the one that I know.
I got to get to a break here. I appreciate your phone call. Call back again. We'll continue the conversation.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I don't think he's off base. I think there are probably a lot of people who feel like him. But when it comes to what we're going to do with the border, we have to defend our border, and it's definitely a good time for us to prove that we're going to defend our border, and that we're not going to allow the averting of your eyes that has existed in the past, where people know exactly how to break our system and use it against us. All right, let's get to a quick break. More phone calls. We'll try to get to the highlights here as well. 314-241-9797. We'll be right back.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook, The Annie Frey Show. Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling. Weather with Dave Murray.
We see any showers at all today. It's quite limited. 55 for the high. Tonight, clouds dominate, and it's quite chilly. 42 for the overnight low. Friday, a mix of clouds and sunshine. Stays chilly, 58 degrees. Just a slight chance of a couple of spotty showers. Again, mainly a dry day on Friday. Nice on Saturday. Lots of sunshine, clouds, and a couple of showers on Sunday. This is FM News Talk 97.1 Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The only way you can take FM News Talk 97.1 with you is the radio.com app, available on your smartphone in the App Store. Download the radio.com app today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
Dentistry with TLC is honoring veterans all November. So if you or a loved one is a veteran, check out Dentistry with TLC and Dr. Anna Smith and take advantage of her 15% off all services for veterans this month. You can go make an appointment with her. She can often take you the same day if you have something that took place and you need to get in there as fast as possible. You could reach out to her on their Facebook page at Dentistry with TLC or on their website at dentistrywithtlc.com and click on that contact page and send them a message. They'll get back to you super fast and get you in and get you taken care of. Also, with it being November now, we are almost done with 2018, so it might be a great time to check in with Dr. Anna Smith and see what kind of dental insurance benefits you have left before the end of the year. If you've been delinquent on a cleaning or if you have something that's been bothering you, get in there now, have her check you out, and make the most out of the insurance that you are paying for. It's Dentistry with TLC, 618-466-0733, 618-466-0733, online at dentistrywithtlc.com.
Listen to why Alan from Glen Carbon trusted Michael Mohan from Community Mortgage with his home purchase.
We had a complicated situation. We needed a loan to purchase the home that we were living in. And because of these circumstances, I really didn't know which way to turn. And I heard his commercial on the radio. So I just thought, I'm going to give him a call. I was impressed from the moment we began to talk, and from step 1 through step 10, everything worked out perfectly. We got a 15-year loan, which was right where we wanted to be, and the interest rate was fantastic. There's a lot of people that do what Michael does. but he adds a professionalism and is able to create an atmosphere of friendship. It puts a person at ease. Everything was done, and he pointed to a number, and he said, "You see that number?" And it was a 0, just like his commercial promised.
Call Michael Mohan at Community Mortgage, 314-336-6050, or at CommunityMortgageSTL.com. Community Mortgage LLC, NMLS 224143 and 250353.
Listen to Charlie O'Reilly, the former CEO of Springfield, Missouri-based O'Reilly Auto Parts, talk about why he's supporting Proposition B this November.
When you start a business, you become an important part of the community. That's why I'm supporting a gradual, reasonable increase in Missouri's minimum wage to $12 an hour by 2023. Because when I ran my father's business, I saw that when hardworking people had a little more money to cover their basic needs, it also meant they had more money to spend in businesses just like mine.
Hundreds of business owners across Missouri agree. Raising the minimum wage means more customers for small businesses, which also leads to more hiring and more jobs. That's why the Chamber of Commerce's polling finds that 80% of business leaders support increasing the minimum wage. Missouri thrives when hardworking families do well. To support small businesses, vote yes on Prop B this November. Paid for by Raise Up Missouri.
Do you know the number one mistake retirees and pre-retirees are making with their retirement accounts? Do you know about the hidden fees inside of your mutual funds and 401ks? Do you also know the best strategy to shift from accumulation to income and preservation of assets? This is Thomas Helbig of the Retirement Advisory Group, and we'd like to show you the kind of lifestyle your retirement accounts can provide, whether you're retiring now or even in the next 5 years. Call me now at 314-993-9494 for a no-cost, no-obligation retirement review. We'll design your own personalized, structured income plan that will show you exactly the amount of income you can count on. And just for coming in, you'll get a copy of my best-selling book, The Boomer's Guide to a Worry-Free Retirement. I've been helping retirees and pre-retirees achieve a worry-free retirement for over 31 years. Call me now at 314-993-9494 or online at retirementkey.com. Once again, that's 314-993-9494 or online at retirementkey.com.
The $1,000 political payoff. Brought to you by WeFixMoney.com. Need emergency cash? Check out WeFixMoney.com for more.
This hour's keyword is stuff. Text the word stuff to 72881 by the end of the hour for your chance to win the $1,000 political payoff. That's stuff to 72881. Message and data rates apply. This is a national contest. For complete rules, visit 971talk.com/rules.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show, live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. Air Comfort Service is proud to support Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. Sign your veteran up for their Honor Flight today at gsLHonorFlight.org, and for free HVAC estimates, visit aircomfortservice.com.
This November, the midterms, it will be time to vote. This is not normal.
Our democracy,
we want to keep it going,
is in the crosshairs.
What happens next?
What the real root of the problem is.
Real issues
happens here.
You know, new policies are coming up.
Stop what's going on.
The economy is really great.
The country is at a crossroads.
FM News Talk 97.1.
In real time.
Younger. Smarter.
In real life.
Better. The Annie Frey Show.
This hour brought to you by the Rick and Tracy Ellis Real Estate Team. Heard right here on 97.1. Saturdays at 9 and Sundays at 10. Visit TracyEllis.com.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Find the podcast on demand and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
You have caravans coming up that look a lot larger than it's reported, actually. I mean, I'm pretty good at estimating crowd size, and I will tell you, they look a lot bigger than people would think.
The active duty military, you know the law. I mean, you're the president. Yep. They can't arrest people crossing the border. They can't.
It depends. It depends. National emergency covers a lot of territory. They can't invade our country. You look at that; it almost looks like an invasion. It really does look like an invasion.
You think those caravans are an invasion?
Oh, I think so. I think when you look at some of them, when you look at some of the people within the caravan, yeah, I think it could be considered an invasion of our country. We can't have it.
President Trump speaking about the caravan or the invasion, that's even a word play that we have disagreement over. Everything is word control. Everything is implied. If somebody says one thing, you can know something about them. If they say the other, then you can know something about them. The president certainly standing firm that this caravan is a threat to the country. And we're seeing it. We're seeing the opinions be very polarized, just like on every other topic. We're going to get to some more phone calls here. 314-241-9797. Steve, thanks for calling the show.
Yeah, hi. I just wanted to. You're just talking about the caravan and the divisiveness in this country. Mm-hmm. And I was on Facebook, and I no longer have a friend of 20 plus years just because. I'm basically a conservative.
Yeah.
You know? And that's sad. I had a really thoughtful conversation on my end. I just got emojis on the other end of laughter and
what is it
middle
that
fingers.
What is it that this person who you've known for quite some time, what is it about you that they just can't be associated with anymore?
Just the fact I don't put anything on Facebook. I just changed my MO. And that I put something political on Facebook. I never put anything on there. I tell my wife now too. They've actually succeeded in dividing half the country to hate the other half, and it's just really sad. So it was all based on the Don Lemon thing, and then this caravan I had put on Facebook. The only political thing that I put on there that the Don Lemon. I'm not a terrorist. I'm a white man. This is racist. Everyone should, on the other side, should see this as that. And if you don't, that's just, I see you as a hater. You know, I'm a white man. If that's who you are, please remove yourself. And I made sure to say anyone who thinks, of white terrorism, that is an okay thing to say in today's or anytime environment. And that was what led to a talk about the 14th Amendment and their lack of understanding of it, and no longer friends.
Yeah. Well, Steve, if you put yourself out there like that, that's why conservatives, that's a lot of the reason why people think the 2016 polls were so off, because you can't even come out as a conservative. If somebody calls your house and wants to know if you're going to support the president, people don't want to say they want to because it costs them something to do it.
It sure does. It's a shame because I listen to talk radio and I support everything with this president, and I really want our country to turn the corner. But I don't, and I'm that guy. I just don't ever see it possible. It's really sad because there are and because I see it's 100% really the media's fault. The lack of information on the other end. It's just unbelievable. The number of people I have to tell about stuff that is factual, and then anyone can go look, and they don't know. It's like, wow, if
you can understand why their perspective is skewed if they are consuming what they are assuming is news, and it's agenda. It's not news.
It is, and our Constitution gives us the freedom of speech and the freedom of press, but it doesn't mandate it.
Yeah.
It doesn't mandate it, and if you don't take it, that is the top of our Constitution. That is what everything is built upon. Or I should say, that is the foundation. And if that isn't, and if they're not taking it, the media is not going to be fair on their own accord. The freedom is out there. Then the rest of it, none of it matters.
Steve, thanks for calling the show. Appreciate you weighing in on this. Let's get to Eric's phone call. Eric, thanks for calling real quick.
Hi, Annie.
Hi.
Hey, I think you got it exactly wrong.
Okay.
It is being propagated by the left intentionally and being financed, but it is Trump's policies that are causing this caravan and the other problems because he's going to stop the exploitation and abuse of our system. So it is his policies that are causing it.
I don't understand what you mean. Why would what Donald Trump is doing encourage people to come to our border?
Because they want to get here before he is able to enact the things that should be enacted and stop the abuse and exploitation of the country.
Yeah. Eric, that you might be onto something. There certainly is something to be said for people who know the way that it has been and understand the way that it could change to, and say, yeah, I'm gonna need to do this, and I'm gonna need to do this now before it's too late. I mean, Are there Democrats who think that we don't have a border problem? Are there people out there right now that are the enemy of Donald Trump, the anti-Trump everything, who say we don't have a border problem, we shouldn't even be looking at our border, it's just fine the way it is? Hillary Clinton, when she was campaigning at one point or another, or she was talking in front of a large group of people, she said she had dreams of a borderless hemisphere. She wanted to lead the country. She was a Democrat, but when you become the president of the United States, yes, I'm sorry for you folks who are listening who don't love this president, the president is, in fact, the president of the country and all of the citizens within it. You don't get to just be the president for the Republicans or the president for the Democrats. You have to do what you believe is best for the country. Hillary Clinton wanted a borderless hemisphere, and she wanted to be in charge of the United States of America. Now, when you hear the president, Donald Trump, talking about America first, he's okay with the borders. He thinks the borders are good. They should be distinct. And so does every other country on the face of the planet. This isn't something that is specific to a hateful Donald Trump. The idea that this president is doing this out of hatred or racism or something of that nature is a scare tactic. It's meant to instill fear. It's being done on both sides. And we are responsible for knowing better. That's why you're listening to FM News Talk 97.1 to have these discussions from both sides of it. I always appreciate people who call and dissent. We're going to talk to Tyrus up next. Also, Ronna McDaniel, the RNC chairwoman, on the show here at 1:40. Don't go anywhere. A lot more Annie Frey Show headed your way.
Don't wait. The Fed has raised interest rates. That means your minimum credit card payments are going up.
Don't let that happen to you. This is James Hawkins of Golden Oak Lending. Now's the time to consolidate your debt. Home values are up, and you can use the Smart Cash in your home to pay off debt or get rid of expensive PMI.
Smart Cash is the difference between what you owe and the new value of your home. And Golden Oak still has fixed rates in the 3s.
Lock in your low rate today. Just call. We'll give you a free mortgage checkup right over the phone. Or go online from your smartphone. We'll tell you right away if we can save you money.
You'll pay nothing out of pocket, and if we can't close your loan, the appraisal is no charge.
Plus, make no mortgage payments for 2 months.
Call Golden Oak Lending, 314-567-GOLD, 567-GOLD.
Golden Oak Lending cured my blues.
NMLS 114937, 111 Westport Plaza, St. Louis, Missouri. Call 567-GOLD.
Don't forget to tune in to the Sheen Vane Minute every Wednesday morning on FM News Talk 97.1 at 8:16. Dr. Sheen of the Sheen Vane Institute will be your guide to healthier legs. For more information, please go to thesheenvaneinstitute.com. Let the Sheen Vane Institute help change your life.
Don't get stuck in neutral. Shift your retirement plan into overdrive with Your Retirement Highway with Ken Heisey and Steve Muller from the Heisey Advisory Group. Saturday nights at 7 on FM News Talk 97.1.
When the kettle whistles like that, it means it's, done.
Oh, right.
You've got that 1,000-yard stare. At 1 a.m, what gives?
It's Medicare. I need to pick a plan.
I get it. You used to have an HR person for this sort of stuff.
Exactly. And now...
You're the HR person.
I don't want to be the HR person.
You don't have to be if you pick Anthem Medicare. With their shopping tool, you just answer 8 simple questions to find a plan that's best for you.
Are they actually simple?
Yeah, no PhD necessary.
Sounds good.
Now, what are we drinking? A little passion flower action, what?
Whatever my wife buys.
Not a tea guy. Got it. Go to bed.
For all the things that keep you up at night, Anthem Medicare has a solution, like their simplified online Medicare shopping tool. 8 simple questions to find a plan that's best for you. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Rest easy. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield, trade name of Right Choice Managed Care, Inc., Healthy Alliance Life Insurance Company, and HMO Missouri, Inc. Anthem is a Medicare Advantage and prescription drug plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Anthem depends on contract renewal.
Hey, Nick Cannon here. So we all know we've got a lot of talent in America. But unfortunately, there's something else we've got way too much of. Childhood hunger. 17 million kids struggle with it in this country. That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gather surplus food to give hope to hungry kids and their families. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
A message from Feeding America and the Ad Council.
KFTK FM Florissant, KFTK AM East St. Louis, K254CR St. Louis.
Powered by thehomeloanexpert.com.
FM News Talk 97.1,
a radio.com station.
5 days to go. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. President Trump holds another midterm election rally tonight in Columbia, Missouri. He tells Christian Broadcasting Network News,
I think the blue wave is dead, frankly, and I think we're doing very well. It looks like we're going to win the Senate, which is very important.
Campaigning in Atlanta for the Democrats' candidate for Georgia Governor Stacey Abrams, Oprah Winfrey.
Nobody even asked me to come here. I paid for myself, and I approved this message.
Vice President Mike Pence is in Georgia as well, campaigning for the Republican Brian Kemp.
As your Secretary of State, Brian Kemp has made Georgia's government more effective, more accountable for the people that it served, and he saved taxpayers millions of dollars while he did it.
The vice president in Dalton, Georgia. The man accused of killing 11 people at a synagogue in Pittsburgh on Saturday was back in court as more of those victims are laid to rest. Here's Fox's Gernal Scott.
Chris, Robert Bowers had his second court appearance today, one in federal court where he pleaded not guilty to the murder charges that could put him on death row if prosecutors get a conviction. Bowers' plea comes a day after a grand jury handed up a 44-count indictment that includes hate crimes. Now, as this legal process continues, so do the funerals. Husband and wife Sylvan and Bernice Simon and Richard Gottfried were being remembered today. The outpouring of support continues in Pittsburgh and in many cities nationwide in the wake of this tragedy, Chris.
Well, thanks. Several hundred Google employees walked off the job for a bit today. They're in Dublin, Ireland. The walkout is to protest what they say is the company's mishandling of sexual misconduct allegations against executives. Fox has learned President Trump has offered State Department spokeswoman Heather Nauert the job of UN ambassador. We don't know if she's accepted. She used to be an anchor on Fox News Channel. And this is Fox News.
Visiting Angels is America's choice in senior home care. We believe your loved ones should never have to give up living at home. Visiting Angels provides personal home care up to 24 hours per day, including meals and light housework. Ask about our dementia care at home. You'll select your professional caregiver. Look up visitingangels.com or call 877-374-LIVE. That's 877-374-LIVE.
Visiting Angels, America's choice in home care.
For a limited time at VisionWorks, you can get 2 complete pairs of glasses, frames, lenses, the works, for just $49 on single vision glasses and $89 on progressives. And that's a good deal. But we offer that pricing on over 500 frames, which makes it a great deal. A great deal better than the other guys. Right now, buy 2 complete pairs of single vision glasses for just $49 or 2 pairs of progressives for only $89. VisionWorks, we're here to help you. Some restrictions apply. See store for details. Offer expires November 10th.
97.1 News Time 103. Good afternoon. I'm Tony Colombo. Missouri Attorney General and U.S. Senate hopeful Josh Hawley has been targeted by an anonymous and illegal campaign mailer, the second such incident to emerge targeting GOP hopefuls in the run-up to the midterms. The mailer encourages voters to back Libertarian or independent candidates, seemingly as a way of siphoning off enough Republican votes to help Democrat incumbent Claire McCaskill. The Hawley campaign accuses McCaskill's team of being behind the mailers, a charge the senator denies. Missouri election officials are expecting voter turnout in Tuesday's midterm election to be the highest in more than 2 decades. Estimates submitted to the state by local election officials project that nearly 2.3 million people will cast ballots. That would equal almost 55% of registered voters. The last presidential midterm election to exceed that mark was in 1994, when 59% of registered voters cast ballots. This news update brought to you by Mattress Direct. Don't forget, FM News Talk 97.1 is now available on radio.com.
Check out the newest podcast from the Associated Press, Ground Game, hosted by AP's digital editor, Megan Crane. Ground Game is a weekly conversation with AP reporters and guests about the top political issues around the country ahead of this year's midterm elections. Available on Apple Podcasts.
You feel it every time you go to the drugstore.
Sticker shock at the pharmacy. Huge price hikes over the past 5 years.
But one senator is taking on the drug corporations. Claire McCaskill.
They are making hand over fist profits because of these price increases.
That's why she's investigating drug corporations for raising prices. Why she's leading the fight to stop the billion-dollar tax breaks they get. And why she worked across the aisle to pass a bill that speeds up approval of cheaper generic drugs.
But Josh Hawley, he supports the tax plan that gives big drug corporations nearly $80 billion in tax breaks without lowering any drug prices. He's even filed a lawsuit to overturn requirements that insurance companies cover your prescriptions.
That's the difference. Josh Hawley works for the drug corporations. Claire McCaskill fights for the rest of us.
Paid for by Patients for Affordable Drugs Action, who is responsible for the content of this advertising. P4ADAction.org, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Hi, my name is Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. This is the credit card company's favorite time of the year. You're already carrying the balances from a long summer, and here comes Black Friday and then the holidays. And now they got you. You're going to spend the next 9 months trying to make minimum payments just to keep up. Home values are skyrocketing, and you are building equity at the fastest pace in over a decade. Let's get those credit cards paid off before the new year with a cash-out refinance at thehomeloanexpert.com. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
Hi, I'm Dr. Nick Barnes of Health From Within Family Chiropractic and host of Maximize Living Sundays at 8 a.m. at Health From Within. We focus on 5 essential areas to strengthen your nerve system and maximize your health. Your body alone, without medications, has tremendous power to heal itself. At Health From Within, we unlock those natural healing powers you possess. To learn more about our unique approach, go to healthfromwithinstl.com. That's healthfromwithinstl.com. And join us Sunday mornings at 8 a.m. on FM News Talk 97.1.
I am Paul Berry III, your Republican candidate for St. Louis County Executive. I'm sure it comes as no shock to conservative voters that the St. Louis Post-Dispatch refused to endorse any Republican candidate during the 2018 election cycle. Not Josh Hawley, not Ann Wagner, not Sandra McDowell, and not myself. The Post-Dispatch and Steve Stinger both support the merger of the City of St. Louis and St. Louis County. I'm absolutely opposed to any city-county merger. As a loyal Republican once told me, an endorsement from the Post-Dispatch is the kiss of death of any GOP political candidate. I'm your last line of defense to stop city-county merger and put our St. Louis County citizens first. This November, let's fire Steve Stinger as your county leader. I am Paul Berry III, your Republican candidate for St. Louis County Executive.
Paid for by Paul Berry III for St. Louis County. Tony Pasosa, Treasurer.
The only way you can take FM News Talk 97.1 with you is the Radio.com app. Available on your smartphone in the App Store. Download the Radio.com app today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
FM News Talk 97.1.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what you're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
The Anti-Defamation League says that homegrown extremists of all kinds killed at least 372 people in the U.S. from 2007 to 2016. Right-wing extremists were responsible for 74% of deaths. Left-wing extremists were responsible for only 2%. The nonpartisan think tank New America looked at attacks in this country after 9/11 and going up to the attack in Charlottesville. They found that of the domestic terror attacks, those not carried out by jihadists, 68 were by far-right groups. Only 8 were by left-wing or black separatist groups. So let me break that down for you even further. Their analysis shows that for every 8 deadly attacks by right-wing extremists, there were 1 by left-wing extremists. Those are the facts. So people who were angered about what I said are missing the entire point. We don't need to worry about people who are thousands of miles away. The biggest threats are homegrown. The facts prove that.
Don Lemon certainly got a lot of blowback yesterday from his comments about white men being extremists, and a lot of people took exception to that, and so he had the opportunity to address that, and he really doubled down. A great topic to talk with our guest here.
You're becoming like my most stable relationship.
Enough said.
Hey, Tyrus.
Hey.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm
So
fine.
it's not going to be a positive one again this week. Huh?
We can get to it. The next time you and I speak, the midterms will be over, and we'll be talking about presidential candidates. How do you feel about that?
Oh, man. It's like getting your teeth pulled and they're out of Novocaine.
So Don Lemon's comments yesterday, he comes out and essentially highlights the threat that we should be focusing on as the white man. And you're not a white man, and I'm sure you heard those comments, and then he went back and doubled down on them again. What do you think Don Lemon is trying to achieve here? Now that we know that he didn't misspeak, he clarified by making it more emphatic what he said in the first place.
I think there is a double standard, and as I'm saying, if Don Lemon being a proud African-American man, and he would be upset if a proud Anglo-Saxon American man came on CNN and said, just mentioned all the violence that African-American men cause. Like, there's a certain thing there. I think, although he does have a point, like, we do have homegrown stuff, but they're not Republicans. They're not. I mean, I think that's the one thing that gets lost is, we have bad people in this country. And if someone's like, I'm a racist, or I want to eliminate Jews, or I want to eliminate Asians, Hispanics, Latinos, African Americans, they're not a Republican anymore. That's not what a Republican is. It's not what a Democrat is.
Yeah.
That's what a racist, bad person is. And whatever they try to affiliate with, you can't put that on the group. Republicans' moniker is not join us and we'll go kill minorities. If it was, then you'd be like, okay, cool. But there is this kind of like double standard, and it's kind of I was talking about this the other day. The white privilege thing is this: when a white man goes out and does what has been done in the last few weeks or over a few years, he's just a bad apple, and he's a bad person, or he's deranged, or he's crazy. The whole group doesn't get blamed for his one action. That's the one advantage they do have, where minority groups kind of, and that's the media has a lot to do with that. When minority groups do stuff, they kind of all get bunched in like, look, this is what happens when you let black guys get guns. So there's a double standard there. But, like, Don Lemon talking about it and basically trying to put it on the press. Like, he was just talking about it as a story, as like this is an issue, but he was using it to push his agenda. And that's where I have the problem.
Yeah, I agree with that. And, I think that when it comes to any type of identity politicking or demographical appropriation, you've got a politician or a political group, and they assume that they own a demographic. I mean, that to me is a ridiculous assumption anyway, to think that me and another woman are going to think the same on anything. If I've got 3 kids and they're 40 and single and the CEO of a company, that we're going to have the same priorities. We're supposed to be different. I would assume it's the same for people of the same color. Certainly, I don't think the same as all white people. You don't think the same as all black people. I don't understand why Don Lemon is taking this and saying, I would assume he would, in your instance, not like it when a black person shoots someone that now black people have to answer it. Why is his response to do that to white people exactly what he hates when they do to black people?
Because he's playing the game. At least he thinks he is. He thinks he's fighting fire with the president, Donald Trump. And he's not. He can't win this fight. The president is, if anything, a old school, tell it like it is the way he sees it. He'll say anything to win the fight. And usually when the fight is over, he'll shake hands with you and move on. But in that battle, he will say whatever. And it's not personal. It's business. It's about getting whatever you want in terms of the argument or the battle of the deal. You'll say things and you'll whatever. Lemon's coming from a place of, like, he's personal. It's very personal for him. He's trying to make this argument. He's trying to, that basically we have a Nazi in the White House. That's what he's trying to say, and that all that, the problem in this country is white men, period. Like, whether it's Donald Trump, whether it's the 2 jackasses who did, I'm not mentioning their names, who did the bombing and the shooting. Like, it's all, and that's no different, no better than if someone came, if let's just say Carlson Tucker came on and said that all brothers are gangbangers who rob and rape women. I mean, it's the same exact thing. You're pulling on a handbook that you claim that you're so against.
Yeah.
But at the end of it, you're doing the same thing because you're not winning the argument.
We're speaking with Tyrus, who's a Fox News contributor and also a Fox Nation contributor. And, here's a question for you. Maybe this can kind of sort of take it in a positive direction. I don't know how many conversations you and I have had where we talk about the latest thing that Donald Trump said or the latest thing Maxine Waters said. Go on down the line. And it's just a constant, one-upping of rhetoric. And everybody just points at the other side when the next person says something stupid. How do we get to a place where Don Lemon is saying that white men are the biggest threat to our country? How do we get from here to something that is better tomorrow or next month or next year? Like, where does this turn? What can we do as a society to do something better?
Honestly, the only way, in my opinion, and I don't even know if this is close to being right, but I'm going to try. When people make, whether it's our president, Don Lemon, myself, make outlandish statements, you turn the TV off. When you want to report about the president of the United States, talk about his policy, you tell the story as it is, and you leave your stuff out. But the banter and the trash talking or whatever is what they think gets people to tune in. They want, as long as this country still wants the headline, the hashtag Don Lemon said Donald Trump makes Hitler look like Betty Crocker. That, as long as he gets that, white men are killing everybody. As long as those things are the thing that get people to turn in and tune in and to tweet about, as long as it's, I guess you could just call it the trash comment.
Yeah.
When we get back to substance, when somebody is willing to sacrifice ratings or just tell it like it is, which I'm trying to do on PC, that's when it will change. But it's up to the consumer. It's up to people. And honestly, if you look at, Americans like trash talking. We like the hype before the fight. That's why we videotape weigh-ins before boxing. That's why there's interviews afterwards. You look for a soundbite. That's why media is everywhere, because they're looking for that outlandish soundbite. And until we stop doing that, or at least be honest about it. Don I bet his ratings are up this week because he said all white men are killing people.
Yeah, that's terrible. I mean, it's really a depressing place to be.
But I feel it's the same thing for Muslims. Like Geraldo Rivera, who I respect and love so much. He's his resume is unbelievable. I was watching him on the 5 one time, and he had the greatest. And I'll make this quick. He was basically saying that when he was a kid and something happened, the first thing his father would say would be, "Please don't let it be a Puerto Rican," because if it was, that meant the entire group would have to pay for that one individual who happens to have that DNA.
Yeah,
have to suffer for it. And it's the same thing with Muslims in this country, and it's the same thing. And the one group who has been able to avoid that has been white America, like when it's a bad apple, or and when we get to a point where we go to the individual and we don't even list his race as an issue, unless it specifically is like this guy is committing a heinous hate crimes against white people and he's Asian. So, and it's because of his agenda that he hates white. Then I get that story. But when we get to the point where we just bring up the individual, the crime he committed, and he just happens to be this, that, whatever, because bunching everybody in a box, there's bad people. I don't care what color you are. Bad is bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Tyrus, do you think that do you think that race relations, or in the black community now, from where you sit, do you think that it is worse under Donald Trump, or do you think it was worse before Donald Trump?
Here's the one thing I will say about, I feel we are more honest about racism and race now more than ever, and it's uncomfortable. But I would rather sit down to dinner with a man who dislikes me because of my race and we're open about it and I can not like him back, than a man who sits down and grudgingly eats his meal, but inside he's like, I have to sit here across from this black guy.
Yeah.
I would rather you be wrong and be true to who you are, because I can respect and deal with that, than come at me as an angel and you're nothing but a devil. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he's transparent. I think, yes, his age, his mindset, he's from a different era, so tell it like it is and tell it like I think it is, and the stereotypes and things that were pretty much a staple, and they're more based on individuals, and they kind of throw groups and stereotypes, and then when you prove yourself, then you're just an individual to them. Like the old school guys, I think they had it better than we do, because we want to pretend like everything's great, everything's a Disney movie. Not even a Disney movie, because Disney usually kills a parent. And so everything's so perfect and great, and then when someone says someone's like, oh!
Yeah.
But back in the day, it was the point where they could laugh at it. Comedians like Don Rickles and stuff like that were in high demand because they would come out and they would make fun of everybody and talk about everybody's differences, and it was more open. I think we all have a little bit of racism in us. It's just the way we are. We just have common sense and decency, and those of us who don't are the ones we have to watch. But it's on both sides of the fence, and you can get into, oppressed and all that other kind of stuff. But in general, it's not as bad as you think, but it sells headlines. Like the press still, every time there's a situation with an African American anyone, the first thing they say is he's black.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the media. Like they spin that, they push that. They need people at each other's throats. I got to see what happened in the news today, what those guys do. Like they're not being honest at all. Like individuals. What Don Lemon did, I guarantee you, if Tucker Carlson did the same thing and blamed it on African Americans, I guarantee you Don Lemon would be the front of the line going at him about it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. I think you're right.
Said it a better way.
Yeah.
Could have said it a better way, but that's not what he wants to do.
Okay. Well, I think that's a good insight. I appreciate that. We would be remiss if we didn't congratulate you on your Boston Red Sox and their victory.
Oh, yeah, man. What a beatdown. Jeez.
I was not opposed to watching the Dodgers lose. That's for sure. So we just want
to. Why? It's something about the Dodgers. There was even their fans. Like, if the Dodgers were winning in Boston, it would have been just brutal.
Yeah.
But the fans were cheering for them. Like when we hit home runs, I'm like, wow, it's like a home game. But that's L.A. That's why L.A. And I'm just going to keep it real. I don't care what Snoop Dogg has to say. L.A. fans are the worst fans in the planet.
Yeah.
The Los Angeles Rams 7-0 playing Green Bay, and Green Bay had home field advantage in L.A.
Tyrus, this is Tony Colombo. Worse than Philadelphia fans?
Philadelphia fans are passionate. They love their Eagles.
That's one way to say it.
Yeah, they love them and they hate them. You go to Philly and you're a Cowboy, you're not going to hear Cowboy fans cheering.
Yeah.
You go to you will hear Cowboy fans cheering in the Los Angeles Rams game. Lakers are down. They don't show up. Philly fans show up just to complain about the Eagles.
Dedication.
That's a fact.
For real. For sure.
So let's keep it real. LA fans will go to a concert.
It's true.
That's why we literally have latchkey sports teams. How long do you think the Chargers are going to stay in LA? No one even knows they're in LA.
They can come to St. Louis, I think. We'll take them. Swap
you know what? I'm not going to talk. You guys just give stuff. Although I get it with the Cardinals, I get it. But
Tyrus, you know,
Los Angeles. I'm saying it. I'm from LA. I grew up there, but I already had my teams when I was a child, being born in Boston. But I love whenever my teams come to LA because I know they're going to get a warm reception.
Right. Tyrus, the big rumor here in St. Louis about sports is that we're definitely trying to get an XFL team since we lost our NFL team. Your former boss, Vince McMahon, the XFL Take Two. Just real quick, you think that they'll be able to learn from their mistakes and have a successful league this year?
No, you know what?
This time, I mean,
I love Vince McMahon. Like he was the Jim Henson of my childhood, and I wouldn't be here where I am today without him. I think there's only one football game in town.
Yeah.
That's the NFL, and I played arena football. I chased the stuff, even Canada. All those things. The fans it's either all or nothing. If there's a niche for it, I think it's more jobs for people. It's opportunities for guys to continue in their athletic career. So, I'm all for it. I just don't think you can compete. Well, you're not going to compete with the NFL. The idea is to find your own niche.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it didn't work the first time, and I just think the USFL didn't work. There's a history of just, AFL and AFL. They even tried, cool jerseys and, literally everything but letting the fans play at halftime. So if anyone could pull it off, Vince McMahon could pull it off. But I just don't,
Well, we'll see. We're footballless here in St. Louis now, so now we just...
If they go to cities that don't have football teams, I think that's probably their best bet.
All right. Well, congratulations on your World Series champion Boston Red Sox team. Happy for you there, and excited to talk to you next week because we'll have some midterm results. The blue wave, red wave will be solved. We'll know what it was. So, Tyrus, thanks for coming on today. It's always great to talk to you.
Yep, and before I go, just let you know, there's going to be a guest on my show.
I'm excited about it. I appreciate that. Tyrus, we'll talk to you soon. Bye. On Twitter, @PlanetTyrus. On Fox Nation, you can go to Fox Nation online right now and sign up and become a subscriber there because it's going to be coming to you on your streaming provider very soon. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. And at 1:40, RNC chairwoman Ronna McDaniel going to join us as well. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I watch them on TV. I'm working out most every day. And watch.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show.
Stay in touch and up to date with the 97.1 newsletter, delivered straight to your inbox. Become a 97.1 Insider, and you can receive our weekly newsletter, local and national breaking news alerts, plus exclusive offers from 97.1 advertisers. Don't miss out. Sign up now at 971talk.com.
Don't forget to tune in to the Sheen Vane Minute every Wednesday morning on FM News Talk 97.1 at 8:16. Dr. Sheen of the Sheen Vane Institute will be your guide to healthier legs. For more information, please go to thesheenvaneinstitute.com. Let the Sheen Vane Institute help change your life.
Aries Resort and Winery is a wonderful place for you to get away, whether it's just for a nice meal, quiet meal up on top of the bluffs where you get to look out. As far as the eye can see, the scenery is breathtaking. You can just sit there and look at it and just feel the stress roll right off your back. Also, the restaurant there at Aries Resort and Winery is delicious. They have wonderful foods and the most experienced staff there to help you with wine selections and to provide you just an absolutely enjoyable experience. It's at Aries Resort and Winery in Grafton, Illinois. They're online at ariesresort.com, and you can check out their lodging there as well. They have suites, they have terrace rooms, cottages, perfect for couples. Also, they have multi-room villas and lodges for groups. It's everything that you want there at Aries Resort and Winery, and it's in your backyard. Grafton, Illinois is such a beautiful place, especially this time of year, so go check it out. 618-786-8439. It's 618-786-8439, online at ariesresort.com.
I like my coffee like I like my rifles. Black. Hi, this is Sig Glockencolt from Tactical St. Peter's. Black Rifle Coffee will change your life. Stop by and get some Freedom Fuel, AK Espresso, or caffeinated as f***. We never run out of Black Rifle Coffee, so you won't either.
Hi, Chad Hansen with Hansen's Tree Service. Winter is a great time for tree trimming and removal. At Hansen's, we have a full staff of certified arborists that can help with all your tree care needs. Don't let your trees become a possible hazard. Call Hansen's today, 636-379-1830.
If you're retiring in the next 5 years, we need to talk. Hi, I'm Bob Stockdale, Senior Vice President Investments with Stifel and host of On the Money, heard every Saturday from 11 till noon on FM News Talk 97.1. Retirement is a huge step, and when it comes to investing your retirement assets, you can't afford to make mistakes. It's vitally important that you work with an experienced professional to guide you through important retirement decisions. If you're retiring soon, we should meet to develop a clear plan for your retirement goals. Your meeting is an opportunity to understand your retirement situation and discuss how you can proceed. Of course, your consultation is free of charge and requires no obligation on your part. If you're retiring in the next 5 years, now is the time to start planning. To schedule your free retirement plan review, visit bobstockdale.com or call me at 636-448-7655. That's bobstockdale.com or 636-448-7655. Stifel, member FINRA, SIPC, and NYSE.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
The holidays are right around the corner. Luckily, so is Ace. So hurry in for our 20% off bag sale. Ace Rewards members get 20% off almost anything that fits inside the bag. Not an Ace Rewards member? Sign up is free and easy at your local Ace. Kick off your holiday shopping this weekend with big savings on quality gifts from the best brands. Don't miss the 20% off bag sale this Saturday and Sunday only at Ace. Offer valid at participating stores only. Additional conditions and exclusions apply. See store for details.
Looking to save money on Medicare Part D? Well, Walgreens is a preferred network pharmacy for many plans, including United Healthcare, which means lower copays for you. Together, Walgreens and United Healthcare make saving on Medicare Part D quick and easy. So bring your prescriptions to your nearest Walgreens pharmacy and start saving today. Walgreens, trusted since 1901.
I just not going to stay in Illinois. You can't just keep taxing homeowners.
We can't stop the flight without someone willing to take up our fight. Katie Stewart won't oppose a proposed statewide property tax hike. Stewart is fighting against us for Madigan. Dwight Kay proved he will fight for us against Madigan.
Well, we've done the same thing every year, Leader, and that's why we're in the hole we're in.
Always.
Pretty obvious you've never run a business, you've never had to account for money.
Stay with Kay if you want to stay in Illinois. Liberty Principles paid for this ad and is solely responsible for its content, not affiliated with any candidate or candidate committee.
Get the accurate local forecast.
Pleasant start out the door this morning.
From the name in St. Louis weather.
No real change in the weather pattern overnight tonight.
FM News Talk Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray on FM News Talk 97.1. Powered by Air Comfort Service.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Talk lines are open now at 314-241-9797 or 866-455-9797.
Welcome back. Speaking with Tyrus there, and a lot about that Don Lemon comment that he was making, that Don Lemon made yesterday. We played that yesterday and again for you here, where he was talking about the real threat is the white male in America. And you have to ask yourself, if you want this to get any better for yourself or for the people who are going to come after you, what in the world happens next? I don't think that what Don Lemon is doing is even meant to make anything better for anybody. I think we are in a constant state of trying to knock somebody down one more peg. It's what middle school girls do to one another. The most insecure girls are out making sure that everybody else looks and feels as awful as possible, because then that makes them feel better about themselves. But it's a miserable time. Who wants to go back to being in middle school again? It was not a fun experience. I mean, we have to be more concerned in how our actions contribute to making this better. I think it's important to know that Don Lemon for CNN is out there and is having these conversations and saying these things. It's important to know that there is certainly a different perspective that is brought to the table from Don Lemon. Being an African-American male, me being a white female, we have had different experiences in our lives. We encounter life differently. Life encounters us differently. That is absolutely agreed upon, at least from me. However, what are we doing to make this better for the next generation? How do we get from where we are right now to a place where we leave it better than we found it? Because it seems to me like we're in a free fall of mutual destruction. Damon, thanks for calling the show. Damon, you there?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, Damon, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, and what you just said, I had something else, but I'm not going to even go there. But what you just said, do you think the president is adding to it, or...
I think that the president has gone toe-to-toe, nose-to-nose with it. I think that he has rhetoric that is not helping make the problem better for everyone. But I feel as though before the president was doing that it was a bit lopsided against conservatives, and he's risen to the occasion. You know, if you've got two people in let's say a playground parking lot, and they're talking and jarring at each other, and they get a little closer and they lean in a little bit more and they get nose to nose. Nobody's thrown a punch yet. I feel like we are at the nose to nose point in time. And I don't want to get to the point where everybody's throwing punches.
Right. I agree with that. But do you think the president is still adding to throwing punches or not throwing punches, though, Annie?
I think that he is standing up to a fight that previously Republicans have stood down from.
Okay, well then, since you want to take it that angle, then we're not going to back down either. Just because if you feel that we were picking on you prior, this is your perspective, and then now the president is coming to beat up the bully in your perspective, then I'm telling you, as the bully in your perspective, we're not going to back down either. So we're not going to get anywhere. To your point, to your question. So I'm saying, as the leader of the country, it is upon the president to be the bigger person, in my perspective.
Damon, is there anything this president could do? Is there anything this president could say that you think would change the way the media covers him, to cover what he does, to cover him in a fair way? I'm not even saying as nicely as they covered President Obama, to give him a fair shake in the media. Do you think there's anything this president could do to get that from the mainstream media?
As I think he could do just as much as President Obama could do to get a fair shake on Fox.
I think President Obama got a fair shake on Fox. I think
Okay,
the reason,
that's your perspective.
but Damon, hold on. The reason why it feels to you like President Obama didn't get a fair shake on Fox is because Fox had people on who agreed with individuals like me that didn't like the direction the president was coming. But I never saw people on Fox, the people who headline these shows, talk about how absolutely dangerous and how awful and racist and evil of a man Barack Obama was. I did not see that.
Barack Obama didn't give them fuel to fan that flame. If he was coming on there, every opportunity that Fox had to bring in race, as far as we'll go with just the situation in Boston, I believe that was, when the professor was profiled at his own home. He said something about something very benign, but Fox blew it completely out of water and made it a race issue. When he said the same thing about Trayvon Martin, as far as that could be me, that could have been my son, they took that and blew that completely out of the market, out of ballpark, and made that a race issue.
Well, but that's not true. Fox News didn't do that as a network. There might have been pundits on there who might have taken it too far as the way you understood it, just like you said, the way I understood it. Your perception of it might have been different, but you're on a different side of the political aisle than I am, Damon, and I respect that. When you tune into Fox, you get all the perspectives, which includes the conservative perspective. I cannot tune into CNN, I cannot tune into MSNBC and see anybody who even remotely represents me, and that is a big problem. Is he there? We lost him? Well, that's too bad.
To your point, there are people on Fox, some of the most infuriating liberal pundits, liberal voices are on Fox, and they are given time. And and people that I like, Juan Williams.
And, you know, we were at the Brian Kilmeade event on Friday.
You don't see those other representations on those other stations.
That question was posed, and there are people will call into this show too. Like if I had somebody on here who was a raging liberal and was saying things that raging liberals say, they would say, "Why do you have that person on there? That's not what we believe." Well, the truth is I think that you are most empowered when you understand exactly where the other side is coming from. And if their policies are so far left from where I am that I can't even see them, that doesn't mean I don't want to know where they are and how they got there. That's a valuable thing to understand and to know. It doesn't. When you hear somebody saying things that are massively progressive, which is why I like to talk to Damon. This is why I like to have these conversations with him, because I know that he and I aren't on the same page, and I know that he and I are not going to agree on probably anything, if not just a few points by the end of the conversation. But it's important to prove that Damon and I can have a conversation and not hate each other at the end, and not expect the other person to have a radical transformation in how we think, so that at the end we both are in lockstep with one another. That's groupthink in and of itself, and that's not good for the country. We have to be able to have these conversations. They have to be respectful, and we have to do it in a way where we can dissent with one another and still not accuse the other one of wanting to destroy the country. And that goes with and for the President of the United States as well. I love this president. I think he's a fantastic president. I think that he's kind of like Batman, who works in the shadows, in the darkness of night to try to weed out the muck and the grime in the city. And it's not pretty. It's not something that you'd want to have to engage in yourself. But I think that he's doing a good job. I would like to see what happens next so that we don't have to fight like this all the time. When we come back, we're going to speak with RNC Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel. Plus, I got a lot of phone calls that I want to get to here as well. So hang on the line. We'll get to you as soon as we can. I promise in the 2 o'clock hour, we'll have a full hour of taking phone calls. 314-241-9797. On Twitter, at Annie Frey Show, and the live webcam at 971talk.com/Annie.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling. Weather with Dave Murray.
We see any showers at all today. It's quite limited. 55 for the high. Tonight, clouds dominate, and it's quite chilly. 42 for the overnight low. Friday, a mix of clouds and sunshine. Stays chilly, 58 degrees. Just a slight chance of a couple of spotty showers. Again, mainly a dry day on Friday. Nice on Saturday. Lots of sunshine, clouds, and a couple of showers on Sunday. This is FM News Talk 97.1 Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The Mark Cox Morning Show.
Friday, we'll talk to Secretary of State Jay Ashcroft about the upcoming election and security. Plus, our voters guide, J.J. Carafano and Annie Frey.
On FM News Talk 97.1.
STL FenceWorks understands quality. STL FenceWorks understands that when you are looking to invest in your home, you want to make sure that the people who come onto your property, who are putting this new fence around your yard or putting the new deck on the back of your house, they want to know that, or you want to know that those folks are going to respect your property, that you're going to be able to go talk to them, that if you've got kids or pets, that they're going to work in the confines of your own private little home there and respect it. And STL FenceWorks knows that that is something that you value on top of what the product that you're going to get. They have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, which is a great way for you to know that you can trust them. You can trust them to make the job right the first time. And if not the first time, they will make sure that you are satisfied by the end of the project. That's why he says your satisfaction is our passion. That's the slogan that they choose to go by. And you can see that evident in their reviews and their rating with the Better Business Bureau and just talking to people who have worked with STL FenceWorks before. So if you're looking for a fence or deck purchase at your house, they will make it as simple and pain-free as possible. No high-pressure sales, competitive pricing, and financing is also available. You can check them out online at stlfenceworks.com.
Are you ready to get in, get out, and get paid flipping houses in the St. Louis area? If so, here's an amazing opportunity for you. The NV Real Estate Academy has created a 3-step paper flip strategy that allows you to write an offer, sell the offer, and get paid. With this strategy, you'll learn how to flip a house without swinging a hammer or using any of your own cash or credit. Now, for limited time, the NV Real Estate Academy would like to share this strategy with you for free. Call 1-800-989-2793 right now to get your free Hidden Treasures and Wholesaling Properties Kit and find out how you can get paid writing offers. Call 800-989-2793 now. And NV Real Estate Academy will also give you 4 free tickets to a training workshop, which includes a free meal, a smartwatch, and Nick Fertucci's new book, 7-Figure Decisions. All these gifts are free just for attending, plus an opportunity to network with like-minded investors. Call 800-989-2793. Again, 800-989-2793. Get your free wholesale kit. Call now.
Head to Mid-America Arms. From firearms to accessories, you won't find a better selection in Mid-America, including guns, rifles, knives, ammo, holsters, cases, and more. From Ruger, Smith & Wesson, Glock, Benelli, Sig Sauer, and others. Ask their no-commission sales assistants about their trade-in policy, transfers, rebates, and info about concealed carry and basic firearms training. Mid-America Arms, 8205 Gravois Road, and at midamericaarms.com. That's midamericaarms.com.
Lincoln Power Sports is your place to find all your power sports needs. ATVs, motorcycles, side-by-sides, and so much more. Number one in customer service, price savings, and never any out-the-door fees. Suzuki, Arctic Cat, Textron Off-Road, Kimco, Hustler, Echo, and Shindoa Power Products. Highly trained service and parts department. Oil and tire changes while you wait. Hassle-free sales and service. Lincoln Power Sports, located in Moscow Mills. Visit them online at lincolnpowersports.com.
Listen to why Drew from Afton referred Michael Mohan at Community Mortgage to family members.
We first contacted Michael several years ago when we bought our house. Got a great rate, service was terrific and everything. And then just recently we refinanced. Michael was extremely knowledgeable, experienced, friendly, and accommodating, and just real easy to work with. We never felt like a number. We knew right away we were in good hands. And we did our research. We contacted several other companies, and Michael actually got us the best rate. He saved us a lot of money. In fact, we were so pleased that when our son, daughter, and our nephew were ready to buy their first homes, they all went to Michael as well. So Michael's sort of a member of the family.
Call Michael Mohan at Community Mortgage, 314-336-6050. That's 314-336-6050. Or at CommunityMortgageSTL.com. Community Mortgage, LLC, NMLS 224143 and 250353.
The $1,000 political payoff. Brought to you by WeFixMoney.com. Need emergency cash? Check out WeFixMoney.com for more.
This hour's keyword is oak. A strong oak tree. Text the word oak to 72881 by the end of the hour for your chance to win the $1,000 political payoff. That's oak to 72881. Message and data rates apply. This is a national contest. Please don't text and drive.
The only way you can take FM News Talk 97.1 with you is the radio.com app, available on your smartphone in the App Store. Download the radio.com app today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. Heating tune-ups are recommended each year to keep your heating system running efficiently, prevent repairs, and extend its life. Schedule your furnace or boiler tune-up and get in your comfort zone. Visit aircomfortservice.com.
FM News Talk 97.1. Listening to the Annie Frey Show.
You have the President of the United States saying, we guarantee, or whatever his phrase was, everybody's covered with pre-existing conditions is covered. Simply not true. They're either not telling the truth or they're really stupid.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. That is Joe Biden talking about pre-existing conditions, and one of the main, if not the most important issue that seems to be facing voters right now is health care. And joining us now, very excited to welcome RNC Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel to the show. Ronna, thank you so much for giving us some of your time today.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm so glad to be here, Annie.
We really appreciate you. We know you're super busy right now. We are, it just seems like moments away from the midterm elections next Tuesday. And you've got Joe Biden talking there about how the Republicans and their positioning on pre-existing conditions aren't telling the truth or they're really stupid. I thought I would let you, as the spokesperson, as the chairwoman of the RNC, give you an opportunity to say where the Republicans do stand on things like pre-existing conditions.
Well, the former vice president and Democrats continue to be dishonest and fearmonger on this issue. Listen, Republicans did want to repeal Obamacare because they wanted to return that doctor-patient relationship and not have the federal government tell people what plans they need to have. But they also wanted to replace Obamacare, and every Republican said in that replacement they wanted to protect pre-existing condition coverage, and they wanted to protect those children who were up to the age of 26 being maintained on their parents' health care coverage. Those are things that Republicans have said over and over again. They just wanted to dismantle the things that were in Obamacare that were hurting American families, that were making premiums go up, and that were preventing doctors and patients from having the relationship that they deserve. So it's dishonest when Democrats say that Republicans want to take away pre-existing conditions. And Josh Hawley handled it perfectly. And it was personal for him to talk about his son who has a pre-existing condition and to say, listen, I'm not going to take away his pre-existing condition coverage. Why would I take away your son's pre-existing condition coverage? I mean, it's just not true. All of us as Americans know family members and have friends who need that health care coverage. Republicans are fighting to get you cheaper, less expensive health care and restore that doctor-patient relationship while maintaining pre-existing condition coverage.
The folks in central Missouri right now, certainly we know some people here as well who are making the trek to Columbia, Missouri to welcome the president back to our state. This Senate race, Claire McCaskill's seat, is certainly one of the hottest seats to look at over the course of next Tuesday's election. How are you feeling about voter turnout so far in Missouri and the efforts of the Josh Hawley campaign going into that election?
Well, Missouri is a very tough state to gauge turnout because most of Missouri's turnout will come out on Election Day. You're a very low absentee state. Not many of your ballots get returned early. So everything's going to come down to Election Day and that voter turnout. And listen, it's tight. Claire McCaskill's a fighter. She comes back to your state every time and says, I'm going to go work with Republicans. I care about our state. I'm a moderate. I'll go work with the president. But she has actions now that show that that is not true. She votes with Democrats 83% of the time. She voted against the tax cuts that have brought, on average, $1,300 more dollars to Missouri families. She voted against Neil Gorsuch and Justice Kavanaugh, rule of law justices. I mean, if there's not a time to work with Republicans, then on those three issues, I don't know when is. So this is the time for Missouri to reject the Claire McCaskill bait and switch, where she says one thing and does another, and bring somebody to Washington who's going to actually work with the president and actually work to represent the people of Missouri.
We're speaking with RNC Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel. I've got you mentioned Claire McCaskill and her position, where she is on that political spectrum. She's got an ad out that refers to her not being part of the crazy Democrats. And then we saw the latest Project Veritas video that was released last night, where the folks within Andrew Gillum's own campaign, as he's running for Florida governor there, talked about how he is part of their words, crazy left, the very progressive wing of the Democratic Party. Where is this Democratic Party right now? If you're voting for a Claire McCaskill, who's claiming to be a moderate Democrat, she still is belonging to the Democratic Party. If she's voting with the Democratic Party, what is she voting for?
Well, Claire McCaskill obviously has had it comes to Missouri and says one thing, but she's supported sanctuary cities in the past. She is very in line with this catch and release policy, has not supported comprehensive immigration reform with this president. And the Democrat Party has become more and more extreme, really representing the coasts of this country. They want Medicare for all, which, by the way, they don't know how to pay for it. What that means is every person will have their taxes increased 4 times. They just don't understand how much this would cost our country. And they also are pushing open borders, abolish ICE, and raising taxes. That is the platform of the Democrat Party right now. Claire McCaskill never stands up to Chuck Schumer and her party bosses. She goes to Washington and she's in lockstep with what Chuck Schumer tells her to do. She does not represent Missouri. And, you've seen that in some of these undercover videos where people say, well, she does say one thing, but we know when she gets there, she'll go with the party. And I don't think that's in step with Missouri values. Josh Hawley is a better representative and is going to work to get things done. Democrats also aren't getting anything done. Yeah. All they are is resist and obstruct right now. That's it. Republicans have brought 4 million new jobs, higher wages, taking on the opioid crisis, funding our military. All those things have been accomplished while Claire McCaskill has sat on her hands the past 2 years.
Ronna, the Republican Party, the GOP as a whole, looked a little bit different before Trump than it does certainly right now in 2018. I think that there are people who were in the Republican camp before that are trying to get used to the Donald Trump version of this Republican Party, but there are certainly people who have come to the party because of Donald Trump, because of his honesty and his willingness to talk directly to the people. How do you intend to reconcile those two different groups of people within the same party to continue to use that as an avenue to win elections?
Well, we need both to win, and the president has expanded our party to disenfranchise Democrats who had felt like their party no longer represented them, especially when he talked about trade and the fact that we needed to negotiate better trade deals, which he has done with the USMCA, which is replacing NAFTA. He's talked about the importance of manufacturing jobs, which over 400,000 manufacturing jobs have come back to this country. So those are things that have broadened our base. But those traditional Republicans need to recognize he's governing like a Republican. Deregulation, lowering taxes, shrinking the size of government, funding our military, taking care of veterans, supporting religious liberty. All of these things are coming out of this administration. And so the policy matters, and we are a party that's delivering results right now, and the Democrats and Claire McCaskill are only delivering resistance. So if we want to keep this comeback alive, if we want to keep America on this upward trend, we need Josh Hawley in the Senate.
We had a lot of conversations about the Senate, certainly, especially with Josh Hawley, Claire McCaskill's race. It certainly is a hot button issue across the country. But we've got folks like Ann Wagner, Blaine Luetkemeyer, Rodney Davis, John Shimkus, Mike Boss, all in this listening area right here, and they are fighting to retain their seats in the House. Are you still working to try to retain the House to win those seats there, or do you feel as though we are approaching a Nancy Pelosi speakership?
Well, we definitely have headwinds in the House with the amount of retirements and then the historical trends of that first-term president losing on average 30 seats and only having a 23-seat majority. So every vote will count for Mike Bost and Ann Wagner and Rodney Davis and every congressional member that we need to return. Nancy Pelosi has said in no uncertain terms she will go to Washington to raise taxes, and she will use the House to bring investigation after investigation against President Trump to shut down our government for 2 years. That is just not what we need right now when we are on the rise and people are doing better, making more money, and jobs are coming back to this country. So it is a huge, hugely important that people go out and vote for these congressional members and return them to Congress to prevent Nancy Pelosi from becoming the next speaker. The House is still in play. We absolutely can still win the House if we turn out our votes.
Absolutely. Last question, real quick answer. You think Josh Hawley's going to pull it out on Tuesday?
I do. The president's come into Missouri twice. He's coming tonight. He's coming on Monday. But I want every voter to worry and get out there, talk to your friends, talk to your family, talk to your neighbors. This is that type of election where you've got to work as hard as you can because we really need Republicans like Josh Hawley representing your state in Washington.
Absolutely. Rhonda McDaniel, thank you so much for coming on today. It's great to speak with you.
Thanks for having me, Annie.
All right, thank you. At GOP Chairwoman on Twitter. Great to have her on here and provide that insight. Your phone calls when we come back, 314-241-9797. Don't go anywhere.
If you own a home, listen up. Got your cell phone? Pick it up and get ready to save $100.
I'm listening.
Right now, Home Warranty of America will take $100 off their Premier or Premier Plus plan just for signing up. Simply dial 844-CALL-HWA.
I have homeowners insurance. Why do I need a home warranty?
Because your insurance won't cover this.
Not the washer.
Or this. My microwave. Or big items like your water heater, fridge, air conditioner, or furnace.
Whoa.
Unlike homeowners insurance, HWA gives you comprehensive repair and replacement coverage from normal wear and tear for the systems and appliances you use every day. Plans start as low as $1.19 a day.
Now I'm really listening.
Then dial 844-CALL-HWA. Get $100 off for signing up. 844-CALL-HWA. Home Warranty of America.
Got it.
Limited time offer. 30-day wait period after contract start date. Terms and conditions apply.
Time is flying by, and it's November. I cannot believe that it is already November, and I'm going to tell you to do something. Start thinking about something that maybe you're not prepared for. Christmas shopping. It's November 1st. I like to get a lot of Christmas shopping out of the way in November. It makes the Christmas season not seem so hectic. Club Store Outlet is the place that you need to go to check out your Christmas shopping list. They have all sorts of things there. They have home decor. They have bedding stuff, bath stuff, clothes, shoes, kitchen appliance, small appliances, everything that you could get at your local big box store, you can get at Club Store Outlet. But you got to go and check out what they have because their inventory is always changing. They buy overstocks and shelf pulls, and they get high quality returns that they can put on their shelves and sell to you at 30 to 70% off the original sale price. There's no excuse not to go. It's Club Store Outlet on Manchester Road in Glendale, online at clubstoreusa.com.
KFTK FM Florissant, KFTK AM East St. Louis, K254CR St. Louis.
Powered by thehomeloanexpert.com.
FM News Talk 97.1,
a radio.com station.
Keeping immigration at the forefront. I'm Rich Dennison, Fox News. President Trump continuing to focus on a caravan of Central American migrants heading to the U.S. border as a key issue leading into Tuesday's midterm election.
Before leaving the White House for a scheduled campaign rally, one of several the president will do in the closing days of the midterm campaign, Press Secretary Sarah Sanders says President Trump will first make remarks on an illegal immigration crisis and border security. President Trump announced yesterday as many as 15,000 active-duty military troops could deploy to the border region to provide support to Border Patrol, ICE, and other agencies responding to a slow-moving caravan of mostly Central American migrants making their way through Mexico.
Fox's Jared Halpert in Washington. The president set to make that comment on immigration in just over an hour. President Trump signing an executive order today imposing new sanctions against Venezuela under its leadership by Nicolas Maduro.
The United States will not tolerate Maduro's undermining of democratic institutions and ruthless violence against innocent civilians.
National Security Advisor John Bolton also taking aim at Cuba and Nicaragua, calling the three countries the troika of tyranny, saying the U.S. will not tolerate dictators or despots in this hemisphere. The man accused of fatally shooting 11 people at a Pittsburgh synagogue has pleaded not guilty to federal charges that could put him on death row. Robert Bowers was arraigned today, one day after a grand jury issued a 44-count indictment that charges him with murder, hate crimes, obstructing the practice of religion, and other crimes. It was his second appearance in a federal courtroom since Saturday's massacre at the Tree of Life Synagogue. Fox News has learned President Trump has offered State Department spokesperson Heather Nauert the job of U.S. ambassador to the United Nations. It's not yet clear if the former Fox TV host has accepted the offer. This is Fox News.
Visiting Angels is America's choice in senior home care. We believe your loved ones should never have to give up living at home. Visiting Angels provides personal home care up to 24 hours per day, including meals and light housework. Ask about our dementia care at home. You'll select your professional caregiver. Look up visitingangels.com or call 877-374-LIVE. That's 877-374-LIVE.
Visiting Angels, America's choice in home care.
For a limited time at VisionWorks, you can get 2 complete pairs of glasses, frames, lenses, the works, for just $49 on single vision glasses and $89 on progressives. And that's a good deal. But we offer that pricing on over 500 frames, which makes it a great deal. A great deal better than the other guys. Right now, buy 2 complete pairs of single vision glasses for just $49 or 2 pairs of progressives for only $89. VisionWorks, we're here to help you. Some restrictions apply. See store for details. Offer expires November 10th.
97.1 News Time, 2:03. Good afternoon. I'm Tony Colombo. A man whose ex-girlfriend is charged with killing his 4-year-old son in Missouri says he left his child in her care while he went to visit his ailing mother. Kiwanis Gray said he trusted Quantavia Givens to watch his son. Givens is jailed without bond on a charge of neglect or abuse of a child resulting in death. Givens reported Darnell missing on October 25th. His body was found Tuesday in Jefferson City. Missouri Attorney General and U.S. Senate hopeful Josh Hawley has been targeted by an anonymous and illegal campaign mailer, the second such incident emerging targeting GOP hopefuls in the run-up to the midterms. The mailer encourages voters to back libertarian or independent candidates, seemingly as a way of siphoning off Republican votes to help Democrat incumbent Claire McCaskill. The Hawley campaign accused McCaskill's team of being behind the mailers, a charge the senator denies. That's the latest news. Don't forget, FM News Talk 97.1 is now available on radio.com.
Check out the newest podcast from the Associated Press, Ground Game, hosted by AP's digital editor, Megan Crane. Ground Game is a weekly conversation with AP reporters and guests about the top political issues around the country ahead of this year's midterm elections. Available on Apple Podcasts.
Do you know the number one mistake retirees and pre-retirees are making with their retirement accounts? Do you know about the hidden fees inside of your mutual funds and 401ks? Do you also know the best strategy to shift from accumulation to income and preservation of assets? This is Thomas Helbig of the Retirement Advisory Group, and we'd like to show you the kind of lifestyle your retirement accounts can provide, whether you're retiring now or even in the next 5 years. Call me now at 314-993-9494 for a no-cost, no-obligation retirement review. We'll design your own personalized, structured income plan that will show you exactly the amount of income you can count on. And just for coming in, you'll get a copy of my best-selling book, The Boomer's Guide to a Worry-Free Retirement. I've been helping retirees and pre-retirees achieve a worry-free retirement for over 31 years. Call me now at 314-993-9494 or online at retirementkey.com. Once again, that's 314-993-9494 or online at retirementkey.com.
Is a new entertainment space on your home's to-do list and don't want to wait until next spring? Maybe add some curb appeal with a new front porch. Now through November 16th, Lakeside Exteriors is offering 18 months interest-free financing or 25% off your next carpentry project. Call Lakeside Exteriors at 636-978-5000 or visit us at lakesideexteriors.com. That's 636-978-5000 or lakesideexteriors.com. Let Lakeside help you create your dream home.
I'm David Freese. As your state representative, I'll fight for term limits to drain the Springfield swamp and get rid of the Madigan-Costello tax hikes.
But Jerry Costello voted 3 times for Mike Madigan. Backed higher income taxes, even gun control. He'd rubber stamp the Madigan-Pritzker agenda, blocking Trump's policies in Illinois. Costello's funded by anti-Trump D.C. lobbyists. Drain Springfield swamp and liberal Jerry Costello.
Paid for by Citizens for Freeze.
I'm not an actor. What you're about to hear is my real story, no fluff.
Missourian Nancy Geiler.
My husband, Dan, is a good man and a great father. He's our rock.
But Dan's diabetes medicine costs over $2,000 a month.
That's a fortune to us. We've had to borrow from family, max out credit cards, and skip doses of Dan's insulin. We reached out to both our senators, but only one responded.
It was Claire McCaskill.
She listened and made us a priority.
Claire McCaskill is cracking down on greedy drug companies. She worked with both parties to pass a law that speeds up approvals of less expensive generic drugs. Josh Hawley's trying to let insurance companies stop covering any of the cost of prescriptions.
A lot of politicians talk. Claire McCaskill fights for us.
Paid for by Patients for Affordable Drugs Action, who is responsible for the content of this advertising. www.p4adaction.org, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michael White, a general dentist located in the Sunset Hills area. Starting on my 10th year as an advertiser on 97.1, I would like to thank everyone for their loyal support for this wonderful radio station. One of the new trends in dentistry today involve large dental corporations buying out private dental offices. The problem with this is that many times you don't know who will be doing your dental care. In fact, you may not even recognize anybody working there. My promise to you is that when you call my office, you will always know who your dentist will be. My name is Dr. Michael White. I strive to always maintain affordable fees, and with over 25 years' experience, you can have the confidence that I can help you with whatever type of dental problem you're having. My phone number is 314-270-8552, 314-270-8552, or visit our website at sunsethills.dentist. That's sunsethills.dentist. And thanks for listening.
The only way you can take FM News Talk 97.1 with you is the radio.com app, available on your smartphone in the App Store. Download the radio.com app today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
FM News Talk 97.1.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what you're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not a
Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Donald Trump was at an event last night, and this is so funny. Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. We got an hour left here before the Glover Show takes over, but he's talking to this big crowd of people, just like you know how he does and all these things. Listen.
Do you have to go out on November 6th or sooner? Who voted? Who voted? Oh, wow. Everybody voted already? No kidding. Let me see it again. Who voted? Then what the hell am I doing here tonight? Goodbye, everyone.
Oh, that's so great. I love it. It's a good question. It's a fair question.
What am I doing here?
What am I doing here? That's funny.
He's a joke repeater. Sometimes
if
bothers me.
If it works, you gotta keep forging ahead.
Mm-hmm.
He's a joke repeater.
Don't marinate in it too long.
Mm-hmm.
Then what the hell am I doing here tonight?
That's great.
I love that. I got that now. These rallies are so intriguing to me time after time after time because he's going to different locations in the country, all over the country, and people are flocking to them. It's not like we had the taxpayer revolt rally at an American Legion. It was a packed house, but it was between 300 and 400 people.
Mm-hmm.
These are stadiums. There are thousands of people that are coming to see this president and to support him and to cheer like that. When you hear the way they support him, when you hear the excitement that exists around him, you have to believe that all of those people aren't racist, evil people.
Mm-hmm.
We're not the people who are pushing us to the far extremes. You know, I just wish we could have the knowledge. What percentage of people exist in those extremes? And then there's the rest of us who are just going about our day, whether it be here in the middle of the country or anywhere else in the country at any of these rallies. We're just going about our day, and you feel a particular way about a particular issue, and that one issue has been the driver behind how you've usually voted in the past. Everything right now politically involved is kind of turned on its head because you can't really have an apathetic opinion about President Trump. Not many people are like, I don't know. Waiting to see what he's going to do.
Yeah, I've never heard someone
feel him
say
out
that.
and see how he's going to actually be.
Yeah.
That's not happening. I mean, everybody has an opinion. And it always exists somewhere between, I love this president. He's going to go down in history as the greatest president that there ever was. He's the devil incarnate.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, he seems like he's doing a lot of good things for the country, but I just can't really get behind the way he talks about things. Yeah. And then they talk about his tweets.
But something that you've got to love about President Trump, well, I mean, I say this for the people that, that like him. The way he can speak to people that you feel like he is talking to you and he is your friend. Whenever you hear that soundbite, you're like, personal, he is my friend. And then whenever you look at this interview that's going to be released with Axios, he talks to that journalist the same type of way. Mm-hmm. And the journalist responds back and reacts in that same type of way. It's this weird kind of friendship that you can feel that he is a regular person and it's the president of the United States.
And he's probably the least regular person that's been in that office, at least in my lifetime. I mean, you had Ronald Reagan, who was an actor, Democrat, turned president of the United States, but he had done some politics before he got into that office. Bill Clinton was a politician through and through, and the Bushes, politicians through and through. You get Barack Obama in there, and he's a politician through and through. He's been involved in policy and politicking for a long time and didn't really have that long of a political career, but certainly that was the trajectory. You've got a man who's richer than basically everybody in the entire country, and somehow he becomes relatable. And it's only because he treats us like adults, he's able to give you the facts. Or the truth, how he sees it, what he's thinking, how he's going to move forward. this is something he does for the people who vote for him. He treats them like adults, as opposed to what we've seen lately from the Democratic Party, suggesting that government is going to treat you like children. They're going to be there to take care of you, to comfort you, to make sure that your feelings aren't hurt, to make sure that anybody who does something or says something that hurts your feelings, that they are going to be punished for it. That's the Democratic Party of today. They took something that was initially a good movement, whether it's the women's movement, whether it's the civil rights movement, or the just equal pay, whatever the case might be. There are things behind all of these pillars of the Democratic Party that made sense. And then they took them and they went nuts with them. And then they used them as weapons against anybody who dare speak against them. So you got a lot of people who are Democrats who are looking at this going, well, I'm not really sure that that's where my politics lie. I don't really identify with that anymore. And then they're hanging out there. We have to be doing everything we can to show them why our approach to government, limited government, less regulation, less government intervention, less relying on the government to provide us things that we can actually provide for ourselves, why that is a better way to do it. And it's probably a pretty agreed upon thing on both sides, bipartisan agreement that the people in Washington, D.C. are pretty out of touch. We've got some news over the course of the day. Tony, there's two stories that are important I wanted to get to.
There's three
stories that are important to get to.
Three that I wanted to mention. Breaking news happening all over the place. First, quickly, just a update on a local story that's happening. The high school, the high school in Edwardsville High School, was evacuated earlier this morning around 11 o'clock after a generic threat was found written on the stall of a stall wall in one of the bathrooms there. School officials say they take every threat seriously. They evacuated the building to make sure that it was safe, and then they let the students back in, but they sent them all home early today at about 1 o'clock, a little after 1 o'clock. They sent the students of Edwardsville High School home. No action has been followed up on any of these threats. And
any description of what the threat was, or just that it was found on the bathroom?
It was a generic threat, not directed at any one individual. That's all the information that's been provided about the threat. Nothing. There has been no violence. There's nothing been done, but they're investigating to see who made the threat and how credible it is. And as a precautionary measure, the school was evacuated earlier today, and then they sent the students home early at about 1 o'clock. So that's follow up there. Where would you like to go next?
The ambassador position.
Yes. President Donald Trump has offered State Department spokeswoman Heather Nauert the role of U.S. ambassador to the UN. A senior administration official has told Fox News. So Fox News reporting this. It's not clear yet whether Heather has accepted the offer to replace, of course, outgoing Nikki Haley as the ambassador. Nauert met with the president in the Oval Office this week. Several other officials have been named as potential candidates, but it looks like the president has focused on Heather, and she would have to go through probably another one of these very public, very contentious confirmation hearings if this is officially announced as the pick.
Hopefully there'd be a little bit of the approval and the satisfaction that Nikki Haley brought to the job, because Democrats were very proud of her as well. She had a very high bipartisan support, especially relative to anything that exists today. A lot of Democrats spoke up and commended her on a job well done
if you don't recognize her name, you will recognize her face.
Oh, so,
when you see her, you will recognize. She's been on television many times representing the State Department. You will recognize her. So we will see. Not official. Reports are, though, that the president has offered her the position to take over for the outgoing Nikki Haley.
She's pretty straightforward, too. She's great when you watch her. She's a straightforward woman.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I love it.
More evidence that the president hates women because he keeps putting them in positions of power. That was editorial. That was a little editorial.
In case
that was a step
Thanks
away.
for saying that.
That was a step away from the news reporting. One more story here today. Breaking news. The man charged with killing 11 people in a synagogue entered a plea of not guilty, and his lawyers asked for a jury trial and an arraignment in federal court today. Prosecutors said a trial could take 3 to 4 weeks unless the case is certified for capital punishment. No trial date was set in the proceeding. Robert Bowers, who's 46 years old, was indicted by a federal grand jury on 44 counts connected to Saturday's shooting rampage inside the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh. The counts include hate crimes that could carry the death penalty if he is convicted.
All right. Well,
he has pled not guilty today.
Yeah, not guilty. That's unbelievable. Regarding the elections and the outlook on what's going to happen next Tuesday, there was a projection that the Democrats could gain 25 to 35 seats in the House. And Dave Wasserman, who works for, let's see here, his bio says 538, which is a nonpartisan outlook, and Cook Political, he says, is also nonpartisan. They are now suggesting that it could be 30 to 40 seats of a Democrat gain in the House, which would obviously make Nancy Pelosi the speaker. And that would make the next 2 years even more of a circus than the last 2 years.
Doesn't seem possible.
What are we in store for?
But it's true.
We're going to have a Nancy Pelosi going head-to-head with Mitch McConnell and President Donald Trump in an election, in a presidential election cycle. It's going to get weird, folks. It's going to get wild. Buck wild. All
Very
right.
wild.
Let's take a quick break. Phone calls when we come back. Don't go anywhere. 314-241-9797. 314-241-9797. 866-455-9797. Hold on the line. If you're there, we'll get to you first. 2 lines open. Make one yours. We'll be right back.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
Election day and night. FM News Talk 97.1 has the midterm 2018 election covered.
They have a very big surprise coming.
We'll keep you informed and up to date with results and analysis of all election results from Missouri, Illinois, and the nation.
The midterm elections.
As the balance of power unfolds.
This is the defining moment.
We'll be on the air and online to cover it all.
The most important congressional election.
Where you expect to hear it. FM News Talk 97.1, 98.7, and AM 1490.
I like my coffee like I like my rifles. Black. Hi, this is Sig Glockencolt from Tactical St. Peter's. Black Rifle Coffee will change your life. Stop by and get some Freedom Fuel, AK Espresso, or caffeinated as f***. We never run out of Black Rifle Coffee, so you won't either.
Michael's Flooring Outlet has carpet remnants that are available for you in different room sizes. Cool colors to make your room nice and cozy. It is going to get chilly outside if it's not chilly already, and you want to be able to go home, be comfortable in your family room, and maybe sit on the floor, lay on the floor, playing with the kiddos, the grandkids, the puppy, whatever it might be. Those carpet remnants can make a room feel really comfortable really fast. It's a super affordable way to warm up your room. So go to Michael's Flooring Outlet, see what they have in stock, and you got to get in there and see what they got, because once it's gone, it's gone. But they can customize them for you, and you will be so happy, so satisfied with the final product once you put it in your house. They come in, like I said, many colors, and you can get them at any of the 4 convenient locations that Michael's Flooring Outlet has. In St. Charles County, in West County, also in North County and Darting Prairie. Any of your flooring needs, check out Michael's Flooring Outlet. You can go to the other places first. They don't mind at all, because they know that when you finish your floor shopping job at Michael's Flooring Outlet, you'll be happy and satisfied with what they can offer you, the price they can offer you, and ultimately the product. Visit them anytime online at michaelsflooringoutlet.com.
Okay, Missouri team, the top 5 ways Claire McCaskill's Gone Washington are on the board.
She supported amnesty for 11 million illegal immigrants?
Show me amnesty.
Claire sided with liberals Hillary and Pelosi on a job-killing national energy tax.
Voted for a national energy tax.
She supported sanctuary cities?
Sanctuary cities.
I'm going to say Claire and her husband used government subsidies to get even richer.
Show us took government subsidies. and got richer.
How about Claire said normal people can afford private planes?
Normal people can afford private planes? Claire McCaskill. She's played the Washington game too long and left Missouri behind. It's time to give someone else a turn.
Good answer. Good answer.
Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Why do we treat sports like a religion? Why do sports really matter? Is it the sacrifice?
Are you willing to give up your life for this game? We'll see. I've given my body, my everything, every bit of energy for 18 years to it. So if you're going to compete against me, you better be willing to give up your life, because I'm giving up mine.
Can sport change the way we think?
I had actually attempted to hang myself, and what I had used to hang myself broke.
Or behave?
I got up off of the ground and I turned on the television and there was a Duke basketball game on. The students were jumping so hard that the camera was shaking. And I thought, man, if I could be a part of that, that would make me feel really good.
What happens on the field tells one story. What happens off? Another. I'm Gautam Chopra from Religion of Sports. Available now, Why Sports Matter, on Apple Podcasts, radio.com, or wherever you get your shows.
If you're retiring in the next 5 years, we need to talk. Hi, I'm Bob Stockdale, Senior Vice President Investments with Stifel and host of On the Money, heard every Saturday from 11 till noon on FM News Talk 97.1. Retirement is a huge step, and when it comes to investing your retirement assets, you can't afford to make mistakes. It's vitally important that you work with an experienced professional to guide you through important retirement decisions. If you're retiring soon, we should meet to develop a clear plan for your retirement goals. Your meeting is an opportunity to understand your retirement situation and discuss how you can proceed. Of course, your consultation is free of charge and requires no obligation on your part. If you're retiring in the next 5 years, now is the time to start planning. To schedule your free retirement plan review, visit bobstockdale.com or call me at 636-448-7655. That's bobstockdale.com or 636-448-7655. Stifel, member FINRA, SIPC, and NYSE.
Listening to the Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back. Does it feel like a cloudy, gloomy November fall day for anybody else?
It feels like Friday to me. I've just been thinking it's Friday.
Dang, I wish it was Friday.
But it is gloomy.
Thanks
that's
for reminding
sure.
us that it isn't Friday. Kate.
Sorry, guys. I just wanted you to feel my
You know what
pain.
today feels like? Not Friday.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Really?
I don't know. It's just like...
It's gloomy. Definitely.
It's gloomy.
Nappy. I want to go take a nap.
Nappy.
I'm making up my own.
How depressed are you guys about daylight saving time ending on Saturday?
I'm the one that likes it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the one.
Trish Gazelle likes it too.
Really?
There's two of you.
But why?
Okay, here's the deal. When it gets dark really early,
whatever you're about to say, I don't agree with.
I want to know.
I believe that, and I'm still going to say it.
Oh, I still want to know. I just am letting you know I don't agree.
When you have small children, the sooner it appears to be nighttime, the easier it is to get them in bed earlier. The easier it is to get them in bed earlier, the chance that I have to watch like 30 minutes of television that maybe I want to watch that I don't want to watch in front of my kids and still get into bed at a reasonable time. Mm-hmm. How's that?
My children are immune to sunlight.
Well, they're like you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
there's no getting them to bed no matter what time it is.
I understand the value of the sunlight and being able to see daylight past 4:45 or whatever the crazy thing is.
It's crazy.
But I also don't like the cold. I like being inside when it's cold. I like being cozy and warm under my blanket.
I don't
by
like
the fire.
waking up in the morning and it's dark outside and then driving home from work and it's dark outside.
Yeah.
It's like I never
get to enjoy the sun.
I won't see the sun again.
Well, at least now that we're in these new
months.
fancy studios, we have a window to
That's
so
true.
that there is evidence of the sun, whereas our previous location at Union Station, you would not, I mean,
it was a tomb.
You would find out that the world was ending on a news alert on your computer before you knew that there was something going on outside.
Right.
So
Totally.
yeah.
It's true.
Tony, it sounds like you got seasonal depression, man.
Big time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Every year.
I just don't
I'm
mind.
leading the charge to eliminate standard time and just go to daylight time
All the
year
time.
round, which is a very, very much a debate.
And I think that this time change is easier on me because I don't sleep very much. Tony, you don't sleep very much. There are a lot of things that I have to do in any given day, just like anybody else. But working and taking care of the kids and having a husband who works, certainly, it's just always go, go, go. I feel like the earlier darkness makes me calm down a little bit sooner, which I think is like a self-imposed take a time out, Annie.
Sure.
And I appreciate that.
Sure, absolutely. And like you going off of that, like you said, like you're so used to.
Absolutely.
I think this is
She
where I'm
said
coming
absolutely.
from. Absolutely.
You like
I
there
like the
being
day.
no sun.
No, I like the day, but this is what I'm saying. This is why I said absolutely to Annie.
Not to you.
Not to me, but because I know that Annie, she's adapted to the only time getting her time is at night.
Yes.
So whenever it comes, whenever that happens sooner,
this is
me time happens.
This is
sooner.
what Tony says.
Then what the hell am I doing here tonight?
But I agree. I'm a sun
equals
person.
happy. The sun.
Me too. I agree with that.
Well, maybe that's why today feels as gloomy as it looks.
Because there's no sun.
I'm not sad about anything.
When we there was a stretch.
Not happy about anything.
I can't remember exactly when it was, but it was within the last year. It was either earlier this spring or late last fall. There was a stretch of this type of weather. And I remember talking about it with Dave Murray about how, like, literally the sun hadn't shone in a handful of days.
Yeah.
And he was like, it's a real thing. People are starting to get, like, in a funk because because the sun hasn't been out at all in days.
Cabin fever.
Well, change your clocks on Sunday, right? It's Sunday morning, Saturday?
Saturday night.
2 a.m.,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Change it before you go to bed on Saturday.
Yeah.
That's otherwise when you wake up, you're going to be all messed up.
Yeah. Well, listen.
That's the one good day because you get that extra hour of sleep.
Yep.
I think maybe that's just worth it for me. I think
One
maybe
day a year,
one
get
day
an
I
extra
get
hour
an
of
extra
sleep.
hour of sleep. I'm like,
Yeah, but your
don't
kids
make that
don't
go
know.
away.
Feeling pretty good today.
You can't tell like your kids like, oh no, it's not 7 o'clock. It's only 6 o'clock. Go back to sleep. That's not.
Oh,
how
I
that
tell my kids what's up. I'll have to let them know.
Go to bed.
Yeah. Cranky mom. Must be cloudy today. She's yelling again.
Fall asleep now.
Yeah. Go to. Yeah.
Then what the hell am I doing here tonight?
That's what I'm going to be saying tonight. So the president is in Columbia, Missouri tonight. I think it said he arrives at 6:30.
Yeah, something like
so
that.
I assume
6:30,
it's probably going to start at 7. I don't know that anyone is going to carry it directly, but it'll probably be.
Well, yeah, I bet Fox is there. I don't know about carrying it the whole time.
The whole time, no.
But they'll.
So it'll probably be streamed.
They'll have it
on some local news media outlets, Facebook pages or whatever. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes and how this president speaks about Josh Hawley in that race and what kind of rhetoric he uses. That's the conversation that everybody wants to have is who's talking and how are they saying it. Let's get to some phone calls
I wonder if
here.
he'll give Claire McCaskill a nickname.
Oh.
Or if we'll call it Air Claire.
Up in the air, Claire, yeah.
Let's see. Name and thanks for calling the show.
Yes, I'm an African American and I'm an independent, and I want to talk about the border situation, but
Sure.
I want to touch upon Don Lemon's comments first.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't care for those comments because of the great generalization that he used. You know, we have to start learning to judge people as individuals and not groups of people, or even subgroups of people, but not the whole group.
Right.
We have racist, we do have racist white men out there, but we also have good ones who help other people. We have some very good women and minority groups in this country, but we also have some that are not right, and they need improvement.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I've been listening to you for a while now, and I have to agree with most of your views because I believe you try to be fair and just.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, not as a Republican, but just as a person who likes justice. And I've heard you speak up for different races. I've heard you speak up for women and men, especially with Senator Hirono telling men to shut up. I'm still not over that.
Yeah, I get that includes you. She didn't specify the very specific demographic that is supposed to stand up and sit down. Yeah.
And I took it that way. And she has to understand sexism goes both ways. And I think that was a very chauvinistic statement that she made. And I believe that Claire McCaskill told men to shut up at one time as well. We are not children. We don't need to be disrespected like that.
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic point. Thank you very much.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure you're aware of Candace Owens and Alveda King.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying some of the same things that they're saying. These are black women who I greatly admire. And Alveda is Dr. King's niece.
Yeah, she's
and,
great.
I think you're just saying some of the same things that they say. Now, going over to the border situation, I think President Trump is talking about the caravan situation more because of national security more than trying to make people fearful. He was sworn to uphold national security, and that's what he's doing. Now, this might create an element of fear, but the main thing is he has to secure the country. Is he doing it at this time right before the election? I think so, but he needs more people in Congress to support him on this issue. So it only makes sense.
Yeah.
And his timing also makes sense because the caravan might be here within the next 2 weeks or even sooner than that. But you know what? It's more than just a security issue. It's also a financial issue. You can only have so many people when you're already broke yourself. People forget. We're $20 trillion in debt.
Yes.
And on top of that, we have a lot of homeless Americans right here that need help right now, especially those who've gone through those disasters. So it's like some of those Democrats are just forgetting about those people. The people that are already in this country needs that help. So, as I sit here and I listen to a lot of what you say, even though I'm a Democrat, I'm kind of leaning toward a lot of Republican views. Even when it comes to jobs, I'm not going to ignore the best minority employment statistics ever, like a lot of people are doing. I'm not going to ignore that. Now I'm not a proponent of big business per se, but I do realize you have to give in the business somewhat so they won't move overseas or stop hiring people. I've never heard of poor men who created a lot of jobs.
Yeah. You're making some fantastic points, and being able to identify yourself as a Democrat and still see some of the value in the conservatism.
No, I'm not a Democrat. I'm an independent.
And that's a very important thing to be able to do and say, that you're going to free think. Like, we should all be free thinkers. That's land somewhere on a political spectrum, okay.
Exactly.
But it's because we arrive there individually, not because somebody pre-programmed something into our brains.
Exactly. But we have to keep a balance. I think the key is balance because, sometimes big business have been overbearing. We have to make sure that employers do treat workers fairly and give them a decent pay and decent benefits.
Yeah.
So if the president can keep doing what he's doing, I think you're going to have some more African Americans lean that way because you can't ignore the job situation that he's really been very good on. He's promised also to lower medical prices. He advocated for that. So it takes time, though. Social change usually is slow, but it seems like President Trump is kind of moving things in the right direction.
Thank you so much for calling the show, Naaman. It's great to talk to you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. I mean, you've got a man who calls himself an African-American independent who said that this president is leading us in the right direction socially. I think that there are people on the left side of the aisle who would say that he's wrong and he's not thinking for himself, when actually he's completely thinking for himself. It's the exact opposite. And maybe there are people who are thinking for themselves and they land fully on the left side of the aisle. Okay. But still, we have to allow people and their experiences, the way, as I said before, the way they experience life and the way life approaches individuals based on who they are. I don't think that as a white person, I go through life the same as a black person. And I know that as a woman, I go through life in a different way than a man does. It's just different. So we're going to have different perspectives. That doesn't mean that when we arrive in the ballot box, even though our perspective on life, our experiences in life are going to be entirely different, that doesn't mean that we can't meet in the middle at the ballot box. We're just going to arrive there differently, and I think both sides deserve that respect. Let's take a quick break so we can get back and get the rest of these phone calls. Hang on the line. You're up next, 314-241-9797, on Twitter, at Annie Frey Show, and the live webcam up at 971talk.com/Annie. We'll be right back.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Find the podcast on demand and more at 971talk.com/Annie. Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling. Weather with Dave Murray.
We see any showers at all today. It's quite limited. 55 for the high. Tonight, clouds dominate, and it's quite chilly. 42 for the overnight low. Friday, a mix of clouds and sunshine. Stays chilly, 58 degrees. Just a slight chance of a couple of spotty showers. Again, mainly a dry day on Friday. Nice on Saturday. Lots of sunshine, clouds, and a couple of showers on Sunday. This is FM News Talk 97.1 Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Their hope is he fails, because if he fails, that means that everybody gets their power back.
Sean Hannity.
That means the deep state gets a sigh of relief.
Weeknights 7 to 9.
And then they want the crumbs back.
On FM News Talk 97.1.
You got to ask yourself how confident you are that faced in a situation where you felt like you were in danger or the people in your care are in danger, how well do you feel equipped to protect yourself, to protect your kiddos that are with you, your grandkids that are with you? I want to tell you about the Range St. Louis West and the fantastic training staff that they have there. If you are somebody like me who about a year or two ago, I didn't own a handgun, didn't know how to shoot it, had never shot a handgun before, you can go to the Range St. Louis West. They can take you from somebody who walks in who says, I know nothing, but I want to learn, and you will be in the best hands ever. They have an active and former law enforcement on staff there. They have military and professional shooters to help you learn how to handle whatever weapon you choose to purchase. And they have a fantastic selection there to make sure that what you get fits you. So if you're somebody who has not done this before, if you care about someone or love somebody who has not equipped themselves in this way before, the Range St. Louis West is the place to go. You will absolutely love your experience there, and you will walk out feeling as though you can protect yourself. They're located at 14803 Manchester Road in Baldwin, across from Glasses Park. Make sure you tell them hello from the folks at the Annie Frey Show. Follow them online at therangestl.com.
Would you like to see actual magic?
All you have to do is call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
and prepare to be amazed. We make junk disappear right before your eyes.
All you have to do is point.
Send us a signal
and we'll be there.
In clean, shiny trucks and snappy, happy uniforms. Point at anything you wish was gone.
Gone.
We're really good at this.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.
Missouri Voter Information Hotline. Can I help you?
Yes, I'm calling about that TV ad Josh Hawley's running on pre-existing conditions.
Yes, ma'am. What about it?
Is it true?
Well, they don't call Josh Hawley the Golden Boy for nothing. As Attorney General, Hawley did file a lawsuit to allow insurance companies to deny coverage to those with pre-existing conditions.
But Hawley says it affects his family.
Well, as an elected official, Josh Hawley's been given a taxpayer-funded health care plan. He'll be just fine, ma'am.
Wow, good health care for him. But Josh Hawley's trying to rip it away from the rest of us. What are we supposed to do?
You can call Josh Hawley's office at 573-751-3321 and tell him to drop his lawsuit right now. That's 573-751-3321.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Have a nice day.
Paid for by SMP, which is responsible for the content of this advertising. SenateMajority.com. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Don't miss your chance to get the exterior ceramic coating Rhino Shield put on your house right now at a great fall savings special. Here's what they're doing at Rhino Shield. Call them now. Let them come to your house. They're going to give you a free estimate on this great product. I've had it on my house for about 10 years. Still looks as good as the day they put it on. You get a 25-year transferable warranty. You know it's not going to chip, crack, or peel. And you don't have to paint again. Here's the deal right now. They're booking up jobs for the rest of the good weather we have in the fall. They'll give you 20 25% off the already great price of Rhino Shield. It is 100% waterproof. It blocks 90% of the sun's UV rays, but you need to call now because they're booking up quickly. Call 877-25-RHINO or go to that website, 877-25rhino.com. Take advantage of this 25% off late savings special, 877-25-RHINO.
I just not going to stay in Illinois. You can't just keep taxing homeowners.
We can't stop the flight without someone willing to take up our fight. Katie Stewart won't oppose a proposed statewide property tax hike. Stewart is fighting against us for Madigan. Dwight Kay proved he will fight for us against Madigan.
Well, we've done the same thing every year, Leader, and that's why we're in the hole we're in.
Always.
Pretty obvious you've never run a business, you've never had to account for money.
Stay with Kay if you want to stay in Illinois. Liberty Principles paid for this ad and is solely responsible for its content, not affiliated with any candidate or candidate committee.
The $1,000 political payoff. Brought to you by WeFixMoney.com. Need emergency cash? Check out WeFixMoney.com for more.
This hour's keyword is money. There you go. Text the word money to 72881 by the end of the hour for your chance to win the $1,000 political payoff. That's money to 72881. Message and data rates apply. This is a national contest. For complete rules, visit 971talk.com/rules.
The only way you can take FM News Talk 97.1 with you is the radio.com app, available on your smartphone in the App Store. Download the radio.com app today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show, live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. If you have allergies, hot or cold rooms, or high utility bills, AeroSeal Duct Sealing can help. Get in your comfort zone with better efficiency and comfort with AeroSeal Duct Sealing from Air Comfort Service. Visit aircomfortservice.com.
FM News Talk 97.1.
We've come a long, long way together, through the hard times and the good. I have to celebrate you, baby. I have to praise you like I should.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show.
Then what the hell am I doing here tonight?
Donald Trump coming to Columbia, Missouri to stump for Josh Hawley and all those House seats that are up here in the state of Missouri. Very important that the vote gets out for those Republicans to protect the Donald Trump agenda that he has campaigned on and has done very well at so far. I want to get to some phone calls here before we wrap up the show. Chris, thanks for calling the show.
Hey, thanks, Annie. I just want to say that if Naaman ever runs for anything, he's got my vote.
Oh.
And I hope that all the minority communities are waking up and realizing that the Democrats do not care about them and never have. It's about their power.
Yeah.
So I please, God, everybody, wake up.
Thanks for the call. Appreciate it, Chris. The one thing about what you see right now in the two parties, it's a lot easier for the Republicans to talk about policy because they're in charge. They can do stuff. And the Democrats, the only thing that they have to do is stop the president because that's about all they can do is obstruct. But you don't hear these politicians on the left coming out and talking about things that they would do for you, the taxpayer, the voter, if they were to get elected. We have to stop this president because he's a racist, hateful person. He's evil. It's just not. I don't think that the majority of Americans see him in that way, in that light. And when they come out, it's like you're protesting a bit too much with pushing it to such an extreme. It's just it's hard to consume. I mean, how sick and tired of political ads are you when you're watching television and you're seeing the same things over and over and over again, and you can recite them and they make you crazy. You get so sick and tired of it. It's like you just want the whole thing to be over. And then, we'll be in the next election cycle the day after the midterms. But it's becoming a very vitriolic way to approach politics and we're not even talking about policy anymore. It just becomes very frustrating. Kevin, thanks for calling the show.
Hey, Annie. I'm a stay-at-home dad. I listen to you every afternoon. I work evenings.
Thank you.
My son comes in today. He's 14 and says, "Dad, can I talk to you?" I said, "Sure, what's up?" He goes, "My history student teacher, told me that Donald Trump's trying to wear 14th Amendment." And he pointed to my phone and goes, I know you listen to that and you're up to date on politics. Is it true? And I said, well, what exactly did she say? He goes, well, she heard it on the radio. He's trying to take it away. Now, this is a student teacher, someone who's going to be educating our children.
Yeah.
And I am thankful that my son came to me. And I explained to him, because he just went over the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. I said, son, look at when it was written. And why it's sandwiched in between the freeing of the slaves and the right to vote. I said, it gave them citizenship. And then I explained to him, I couldn't remember the senator's name because of Mark Levin at night. I said, I can't think of the senator's name, but he was very clear that it was referring to slaves and not illegals. And he's, oh, okay. And he saw me pick up the phone. He got real nervous. I'm like, don't worry. I'm not going to get you in trouble, buddy. But I am going to call the school and ask, why are you teaching this? If you're teaching history and you don't know the true meaning of the 14th Amendment, and I have for a long time. I know some people on the show didn't per se know about it, but I knew it was referring to the slaves inside U.S. jurisdiction. I'm 42, but it was just frustrating. I'm thankful he trusts me, but again, parents need to have kids be able to trust them and come home and say, Dad, Mom, this is what they're teaching today. Is it right or wrong? And I'm thankful for that, but again, a student teacher, so she's probably 22, 24, and this is what she's pushing.
Yeah. Kevin, thanks for the call. Thank you for listening, too. I appreciate that. The one thing I'll commend you for sure to do is to have a phone call with the school to make the school aware of it, but also give the teacher the opportunity to potentially clarify comments, because being married to a teacher myself, I know that there are times when something is said in the classroom and it's understood, misheard, or misunderstood, and by the time it gets home, it is a bit out of whack, and so you get the opportunity to clarify those comments. I know teachers appreciate that too, an opportunity if you're going to go towards a teacher and be respectful and say, this is what my child came home and said, and the teacher could go, oh my gosh, no, I could see why that would be a problem, and then they explain what you said, and then you go, oh. But at the same time, if you do call in and you do voice that concern with whatever the particular issue is, and then they're like, well, you're just a Trump-loving right-wing nut, then you know that you have a bigger problem on your hands, and you should be glad, it's good to be an activist parent like that, to do it in a respectful way. Let's go to Ben. Ben, thanks for calling the show.
Hey, Andy, thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome.
I'm headed up to Columbia right now.
Oh, yeah?
And but my question is, if Democrats actually do get the House, do you think anything good to be pushed through before they actually take over?
No, I doubt it. And I mean, the truth is that even with the Republicans having the majority right now in the House,
nothing's been done.
Nothing really gets done anyway. There's a division there to begin with. We have such a slow, hard to function system anyway, that I think what it ends up being is a lot of dramatic events carried out on cable television, cable news, and we'll sit there and we'll watch it. And then honestly, if the Democrats take the House, if Nancy Pelosi gets to trot out there and say the crazy things that she says, Donald Trump will be better in going into 2020 than he would without that.
No, I'm a gunsmith. I'm a gun dealer.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think I'll speak to CCW or basic pistol? Do you think there's any chance that constitutional carry would be passed?
No. Gun issues are so important to each side that you'd have to have a pretty significant majority to do that. That's what I
was afraid of.
Yeah. But, Ben, show up and vote if you haven't voted already. And you're,
yeah. Well, that's without a doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. And tell your friends. Ben, thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Let's go to Kevin. Kevin, thanks for calling.
Hi, Annie. I don't know if you've already touched base on this, and I hate to beat a dead horse to death, even worse, but I don't know if anybody's really thought about the fact that if they allow that caravan of people to come into our country, the signal that's going to send to every other South American, Central American, and Mexican nation, that, hey, the floodgates are open, it's time to go.
Yeah.
And if let's just say even 1% of the population of all those countries decided they were going to migrate to the United States, can you imagine what we'd have here? I mean, I get it. They're running from poverty, crime, violence, but so isn't everyone else down there. They all are. And once you just let in even 1% of them, what's that going to make our country? That's really, I don't know if anybody really thought about the fact that if anyone were to let this caravan in, what it's going to do. I mean, the aftermath is just going to be tremendous. There'll be a mass exodus from every South American country.
Kevin, thanks for calling the show. Thank you for listening. It's a good point, and I think that what he's asking is a very important question that we need to ask, because we only speak in this hypothetical, like almost like an alternate reality version of what is actually taking place, where you can have Republicans and Democrats in Washington, D.C. fighting over immigration, fighting over, asylum rules and laws, and fighting over what to do with family separation. It's all a conversation that needs to be had. But what is actually taking place on the border? We know that we have relaxed the enforcement of our immigration laws in the past, in the last 10 years, and that has enticed people to come here more. When President Trump doubled down on our enforcing of these laws, illegal immigration went down. And even over the course of time, as we've been discussing the fact that we need to secure this border, there is a new focus on what you get to do when you're heading north towards the southern border of the United States. It certainly is something that needs to be talked about. It can't be talked about too much. We need to know that we have a secure border that allows people to come here legally. There's nothing wrong with that. And the other side often gets to do that thing that the other side gets to do, which is define us. They get to say who we are, so that when we're trying to talk about being Republican, when you're trying to talk about being conservative, you're doing it in the context of the fact that it's understood that you're probably racist. You're probably sexist. You probably hate people who aren't exactly like you. That's just what the understanding is, because the other side, the left, has defined that for Republicans. And the truth is that welcoming people into this country through legal parameters is something that conservatives all over the place are strongly for. Just play by the rules. That's all we're asking. Play by the rules. Thanks for listening today. The podcast available at 971talk.com/Annie. Go there and check out all the blog stuff. Rhonda McDaniel, her replay there is there. Tyrus as well. We love having you here. The Dave Glover Show coming your way.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is Judge David Overstreet asking for your vote for appellate judge. I'm a devoted husband and proud father and have over 26 years of legal experience that helps guide me on the bench. I was privileged to be appointed by the Illinois Supreme Court and am now seeking election to the appellate court. I am the only candidate with judicial experience. I am also proud to say that the Illinois Bar Association rated me as highly qualified for this office. This is David Overstreet asking for your vote, paid for by Friends for Justice Overstreet.
The Gateway Area Acura dealers are dealing during the model year-end sales event. 2019 Acura models have arrived, and 2018s must go. ILX, TLX, RDX, and MDX. You want it? We got it. GatewayAreaAcuraDealers.com.
Tony LaRussa here. Men, are you running out of stamina rounding third base? If so, call my friends at Victory Men's Health in O'Fallon, Illinois. Scoring at home is important, just as important as crossing the plate with the winning run. VictoryMen'sHealth.com.
This is Nnamdi Asamoah. I play football for the Philadelphia Eagles, but what I do off the field with United Way might be more important. I'm a volunteer tutor and mentor. Why? Because over 1 million kids a year drop out of school, and that's not okay. It takes 12 years to create a graduate, but it takes about the same time to create a dropout. And the difference between a child becoming one or the other could be me, or it could be you. Studies show that if we get to these kids earlier, their chances are better. And kids who read well by 3rd grade are more likely to graduate. So join me in United Way. Suit up and take the pledge. Become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor. Because when a child succeeds, we all succeed. Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Take the pledge at unitedway.org. Brought to you by United Way, the Ad Council, and the National Football League.
Only in the forest can you see this. And this.
and this. But nothing beats the moment you see that.
Cool!
That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
I didn't know it could do that!
Because one trip to the forest can spark a world of difference.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go, like hiking, canoeing, fishing, or camping. Or create your own adventure with family and friends, and you might just see this. Your moment's out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org. That's discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
KFTK FM Florissant, KFTK AM East St. Louis, K254CR St. Louis.
Powered by thehomeloanexpert.com.
FM News Talk 97.1.
A radio.com station.
Campaigning on immigration, I'm Rich Dennison, Fox News. President Trump expected to announce changes to U.S. policy on those seeking asylum about 15 minutes from now. Fox's Jared Halpern joins us live from the White House.
President Trump is expected to say migrants who are seeking asylum between ports of entry will be denied. It would be the latest action aimed at a slow-moving caravan of thousands of mostly Central American migrants traveling through Mexico towards the U.S. southern border. It is not clear if new restrictions would apply only to those migrants or it would extend to others trying to seek asylum. It's also not clear if the president has authority to deny asylum seekers. It would likely set off a swift legal challenge. Rich.
Jared, that caravan the president has been focusing on is still about 1,000 miles away from the border, but some are changing their plans. Fox's Jessica Rosenthal joins us live.
Yeah, Rich, some of the migrants and their advocates said they were going to take the longer route towards San Diego, but the Mexican government stopped the buses that were going to help take them. So many of them said, well, we're just going to take a quicker route to McAllen, Texas.
I don't know. I think we go to Tijuana, but I don't know sure.
They said they might have to pivot after Mexican government officials blocked those buses and moved toward California. Now 3 more caravans are coming up behind this one, and they're all from Central America, Rich.
Jessica, the Justice Department today charging companies in China and Taiwan with stealing trade secrets from an American semiconductor company. 3 individuals were also charged. Attorney General Jeff Sessions today saying Chinese espionage has been increasing rapidly and that this cheating must stop. U.S. stocks rallied today, kicking off the month in positive territory. The Dow gaining 264 points, the S&P 28 points higher, its third straight session of gains for the first time since September. The NASDAQ up 128. This is Fox News.
Noted author, former chief medical correspondent, and Salonpas user Dr. Bob Arnott.
The human body has billions of pain receptors. Block those receptors with the anesthetics found in Salonpas Lidocaine Plus, and you'll have relief. Salonpas Lidocaine Plus contains 2 anesthetics, including the maximum strength lidocaine available without a prescription. They numb aggravated nerves for effective, lasting relief. For relief, try what I use, Salonpas Lidocaine Plus.
In the silver box with the blue wave.
How can a fully stocked restroom improve your image? How can serviced fire extinguishers or first aid cabinet make your employees more prepared? How can comfortable work apparel make your business more productive? For over 1 million customers, the answer is simple. Cintas. Cintas delivers everything you need to open your doors with confidence. Because helping keep businesses well-equipped, clean, and looking their best, that's our business.
Oh, I'm ready!
Get Cintas and get ready for the workday.
97.1 News Time, 3:03. Good afternoon. I'm Tony Colombo. Edwardsville High School was evacuated today after a threatening statement was found on a bathroom stall this morning. After the evacuation, students and staff were sent home, and Police Chief Jay Keevan said no one is allowed back on site until his department has everything secured. Keevan said the threat was generic and not targeted at any one individual. Missouri election officials are expecting voter turnout in Tuesday's midterm election to be the highest in more than 2 decades. Estimates submitted to the state and local election officials project that nearly 2.3 million people will cast ballots. That would equal almost 55% of registered voters. This news update brought to you by Brinton Vision. Mark closest choice for vision correction, 314-375-2020, brintonvision.com. Don't forget, FM News Talk 97.1 is now available on radio.com. Download the radio.com app today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
I want you to consider making your lovely home great again by transforming and complementing your home decor with the finest window fashion from Proctor Drapery. Of course, Michael Proctor's a great guy with exceptional expertise, an interior designer. And what's more, he's personally available to you 7 days a week. You don't have to go shopping anywhere, and why would you? Important decisions on window treatments with Michael's expertise and talented eye can and should be made right in the comfort of your own home. You'll be excited to see your new look decor right then and there. And Michael offers all the varieties of decorative hardware, the latest and gorgeous designer fabrics, luxurious, contemporary, classic. Proctor Drapery has served St. Louis's most gracious citizen since 1974 with the highest quality and value for custom drapery, blinds, shades, and shutters. Also a top-tier Hunter Douglas priority dealer and your first choice for Norman Plantation shutters. Schedule a fast, easy, and convenient appointment with Michael's mobile design unit. Visit proctordrapery.com. It's Proctor, spelled like doctor.
See Jerry run. Costello's running from his record with false negative ads.
There's that guy whining again.
David Freeze? For a guy who doesn't show up to work, he's always complaining about his job.
Didn't he miss nearly half his council meetings while cashing a paycheck my tax dollars paid for?
Sure did. And when he showed up, Freeze raised our property taxes thousands.
Right. The same David Freeze, racking up huge bills on expensive hotels, flights, and fancy meals in Chicago.
Yes, sir. And we have to pay for it.
Freeze. Once a Chicago lawyer, always a Chicago lawyer.
I'm Jerry Costello, and service runs
There's
deep.
that pro-gun, pro-life combat veteran from the 82nd Airborne.
Jerry Costello, the most independent leader in Springfield.
And unlike Freeze, Jerry voted to cut or freeze my property taxes a dozen times.
And he secured millions for local schools.
I'm Jerry Costello, and I'm all the way for Southern Illinois.
And I'm all the way for Jerry Costello.
Paid for by friends of Jerry Costello II.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jay Omis with Better Sleep STL. Most people are unaware that breathing disorders can affect children as well as adults. Mouth breathing and a lack of proper sleep can have negative effects on a child's development, performance in school, extracurricular activities, and social relationships. Signs and symptoms in children may include snoring or heavy breathing, difficulty falling asleep at night or staying awake during the day, ADHD-type mood behavior, recurrent ear infections, crooked teeth, and even bedwetting. The good news is there are early treatment options available to remedy pediatric sleep disorders, including permanent corrective dental treatments, allowing your child to get a better night's rest and a healthy start in their development. In addition, my office is one of just a few facilities certified in the safest, most effective treatments to naturally promote pediatric airway growth and development. For more information, please contact me today at 636-978-0226 or visit HealthyStartUSA.com to schedule your child's complimentary evaluation.
The only way you can take FM News Talk 97.1 with you is the Radio.com app. Available on your smartphone in the App Store. Download the Radio.com app today and listen to us anytime, anywhere. This hour Glover brought to you by Grasser Electric. Don't get struck by the competitor's hidden cost. Call them for upfront pricing before they do any electrical job in your home or office. 636-441-5200 or GrasserElectric.com.
You're listening to The Dave Glover Show.
Good afternoon, St. Louis. FM News Talk 97.1 DGS. Happy Thursday to you. November.
Whatever.
Right?
Whatever.
That's not the response I expected to that, but okay.
Wow. So stupid.
I feel like I could have said anything, and that's what he would have said.
No, I'm just...
More like November.
Maggie Colombo, huh? Whatever. She's so overrated. Yeah, this could not be more November 1st. Just cold and blustery and spitting rain at you.
Gross. Dumb.
Wow.
About to be dark. It's going to be dark this time next week.
Not too far off. No doubt.
3 days from now.
No doubt.
No diggity.
No doubt.
How is Trick or Treat at the Colombo house?
No dizzle. It was great. The rain did not come until pretty late in the evening. All the trick or treating was pretty much wrapped up. and
Do you have
the
one of
weather
those-
wasn't very cold. I thought it was going to be I thought it was going to be colder than it was.
You have one of those, everyone has a little fire pit going neighborhoods?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
I'd never seen that until I moved into my current neighborhood. I'd never seen it before. I'd never seen parents like take part.
Oh, yeah.
And then that first year I was there, they were like, the dads would traditionally take all the kids around and they would pull wagons full of beer.
Yes.
Like, what the hell's happening?
Yeah. They'd come up to the kids at trick or treat and they'll go, you want to, they'd offer
Right.
you a beer. They'd offer people in the house a beer. It was nice.
The
Yeah.
greatest ever, though, is when I had Surf Dogs as a client.
Oh, nice.
And they brought out the whole Megillah for me.
Yeah.
I was serving Chicago dogs, and it was like their portable restaurant.
Yeah.
That was great.
That's so
Man, that was fun.
Yeah,
So
have
good
a-
time.
Yeah, we have a really good neighborhood. Like one of my buddies that comes over every year lives like a mile away, and he's like, our neighborhood is a ghost town.
Crap.
We might get a handful of trick or treaters, and it's nothing. They bring their kids over to our neighborhood, and it's packed.
Yeah,
it's great. Yeah.
Hopefully everyone enjoyed the Halloween show last night.
Yeah.
I enjoyed putting it on for you. I thought it was a really good one, a lot of fun. And so what can people do now, Rach? They can go hear the...
So go to the DGS blog or the Facebook page, the DGS Facebook page or the FM News Talk Facebook page that's going up in a little bit. Listen to the interview that we did with Shelby and Mariah after we shot film at
Which
their
we
house.
planned on presenting last night.
We planned on presenting last night. We just had so many EVPs and so much listener response that we didn't get to it. So this is an online exclusive now. So go listen to that. Go look at the cradle card, the prayer card, also up on the DGS blog. And then just go to the Halloween page, 971talk.com/Halloween. Check out all of the footage we have from years past. I mean, I'm with Tony. It's crazy that it's November. I'm kind of not ready for Halloween to be over. So
I'm saying
keep it
presenting
going.
like I'm Willy Wonka. Like I should be doing a flourish. And happy Halloween.
Presenting.
Close, you seemed more into it last night than I expected. And by into it, I mean sex with you and me.
Yep. Yeah, pretty much.
Is it sex stuff?
Now that'll be a
Did you hear that while you were gone?
That'll be a
Are
Halloween
you
show.
riding?
You riding?
I heard
when
it.
he did the
I heard
he
it.
did the Drake
Oh,
lyrics,
I heard
and
it.
I asked him, "Do you know what you're talking about?" And I said, "If I say to you, Mark, you riding? Do you know what it means?" He said, "Is it sex stuff?"
Just about
sex thing.
about the hardest I've rolled my eyes. Knowing you fools. I can picture it happening. Because I didn't know which way it would go. I didn't know whether Mark would be like reading it like this and just normal. But when he started owning it and just
Trap money, Benny.
I was
Benny.
like, oh God.
Give me the Henny, Benny.
This is the way he's going.
JB, are you riding? And he would do the chorus with the same cadence every time.
Well, I loved when he said, now it just says the same thing over and over again. Tony's like every song in the world.
Yeah, it's a
Call it
chorus.
chorus.
That's what they do.
Now it's just repeating the same thing.
For the love of God, give me more.
What's wrong with these rappers?
Are you riding?
Riding?
Do you
man?
love me?
No, you seemed into the Halloween show.
Yes, I was. It like I said, I was like last night. Other houses we've gone into, it just felt kind of just weird. I didn't get a bad vibe at all in that house. I mean, if those people are hanging and there's more people coming back, I don't think they're there to cause problems.
Your professional opinion?
Pretty much. If
See, I could not be more the opposite. Tony, I think you're with me. The first whiff I get of dead people living in my kid's closet, done.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah.
To me, there's no such thing as a friendly ghost. Even Casper, little bastard. Did you know that he died of, like, they said what he died of?
I think this was a half-wits question not too long ago.
Yeah.
Wasn't it
ago.
like the plague or
mumps
something? Or
Yeah, I thought it was scarlet fever.
yeah, scarlet fever. Yeah.
That's dark.
Yeah.
Like, I knew he was a ghost, but as a kid, I never really put two and two together that he used to be a kid.
Yeah.
That died.
I don't know if I put that together until just now.
Yeah, it's like he's a
Pneumonia.
dead kid.
Oh, pneumonia? Yeah. Yeah. That's, but
Seems
he's
pretty
friendly.
happy for a kid who died from
Yeah.
pneumonia.
I wouldn't have liked him as a kid. As a ghost, he was friendly, I get it, but he was a bit too friendly. Like a living Casper would have been a pain in your ass.
Man, he has been going after the kids today.
I might as well share that one.
Yeah.
Look, Listen, people.
Yeah.
Jeff, are there any other
Yep.
positions?
Go ahead.
I'm worried about this one.
Now, last night,
right.
in fairness, I said, I want to say something, but I'm afraid to.
Yeah.
And Mark and Rach go, why don't you ask us on the break?
Yep.
And so I did, and they're like, God, no.
Please don't
just
say
keep that to
and
yourself.
it was good. You were right.
Yeah, sometimes.
I don't think this is one of those. I think people will relate.
Okay.
There's a story in my show prep about a kid who is collecting hundreds of pounds of leftover Halloween candy and sending them to the troops. Okay? Everything about that story is 100% wonderful. Food's not going to waste. The troops get to eat Snickers bars. That's great. However, I'm 99% sure I would hate this kid. Kids,
What's wrong with that?
Kids that put themselves out there like that, typically, I just
Kids
don't
want to
like
help
them.
the troops.
It's
like, go away.
Does anyone on
You
Twitter
little-
feel me on this? Now, look, there's every chance. It's a wonderful kid. But I'm just saying, like when I've met those kids, like I've had remotes where people are like, this is Tommy. And he blah, blah, blahs. And then Tommy's like, easy, very, very. And I'm like, I can't stand you, Tommy. I'm just being honest.
It's all for show.
It's a wonderful cause.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm
I
not good.
bet I wouldn't like
I'm
him.
not judging the kid just on
Yeah.
your story.
If
but
I were living next to
yeah.
him and I hear the door knock, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I'd be like, oh, God. It's Johnny Do-Good.
Little Casper the Ghost.
Yeah.
Ass kid.
Yeah. Used to be a kid. I don't like you as a ghost.
Used to be a kid.
I don't like you as a kid. I don't like you.
Just saying.
Go haunt something else, pal. Telewalking. Man, oh man.
It's that dead kid from next
For
door.
the love of God. He's always smiling. Drives me out of my mind.
Well, at least Tony understands.
Yeah, I would have to see an interview with the kid or hear something from him. before I
Yeah,
would
there
make
is
that
none.
final
Dave is
judgment.
just judging. He hates the fact that this kid.
I know exactly the type of kid you're talking about.
Hook him up to a
and
lie
most
detector.
likely, they're the kids that are.
All right, let's see if you guys agree with this one or not.
Uh-oh.
If you're honest, close, you will.
Don't go pointing that finger at me.
Oh, please.
Coming
That's what
from
you said
you.
last night. That's 2 sex jokes about you. Man.
Is it a sex thing?
Sex thing?
Is it a sex thing?
You riding?
Kids between
love me?
0 and Tony, you're the one of the youngest kids, probably 5 or 6. It's just all innocence. Sometimes they can misbehave or
Yeah,
be kind of
sure,
bratty.
sure.
But there's almost never a dislikable 4-year-old.
Right.
Right? Conversely,
I don't know
there's
about that.
almost never a likable, like 8 to 15-year-old. Unless they're yours.
That's quite a span.
I'd bump
Hear me
that
out.
up.
Unless they're yours, and even then, a lot of times you're like, oh, God. But we've all met, like, this is Johnny. He's 10. And
Yeah, I would bump it
2
up
minutes
to,
later, you're like, oh, God.
I would bump it up to 10 or 11.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
mean Maggie's 8, and she's
Yeah,
still
Maggie's
like
8. She's
adorable.
still, those kids are still
Am I?
pretty.
You guys are leaving me hanging here.
No.
Second grade,
I'm
for
with
goodness
you.
sake. I get it. I don't think every
I'm
kid
with
sucks
you.
at that age, but I think a lot
Right.
of them do.
And
No, I'm completely with you. I just don't think it starts at 8. I think it
Right.
starts more like 10 or 11.
Go to a 5th grade class.
Oh. Well, the kid.
Try
yeah.
to find a
Find
kid
me-
you like.
Yeah.
Literally find me any 14-year-old and come on.
Right.
I
get
got
it.
a 15-year-old at home. I know how it goes.
Can't stand her.
She
She thinks she's so
it's
cool.
not that. She can't stand anything
Yeah.
or anybody. That's how it goes.
Johnny. I hate Johnny.
So what does Grace do during the Halloween bonfire festivities?
Her friends come over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But if her friends weren't there, do you think she would just be in her room?
Yeah.
I can't tell you how much mileage I've gotten with your story about James going to the baby gate and yelling Grace down at the basement because that's what you guys do all
That's
day.
what we do all
I've
day.
told that story,
That's
not
so cute.
not taking it as mine, not embellishing it,
No.
just telling it, and people love it.
That's fine. Yeah, no.
And
it's-
for
it's
whatever
hilarious.
reason, I have painted
Yes!
James. Honestly, in my mind, he only wears khakis. Like he wears like a button down and khakis.
He's got a calculator in his back
sleeps
pocket.
in it.
right.
He gets up. He puts on a fresh pair
of khakis and a button-down
Like if I
shirt.
saw him in like jammies, I'd be like, "What are you doing?"
That's great.
Mom, where's my cummerbund?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
That's beautiful.
Now, if she answers him, or if she were to come up, would he have nothing?
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's no way she's coming up. We know that's not going to happen.
Sometimes he just sees the gate and goes and walks over to it.
Yeah,
She doesn't even have to be down there.
Start
Guys!
yelling.
He just knows that's what we do.
Does he appear to be one of you and Maggie, the vampires?
Yes.
Oh, man.
That's got to be a real thing, like a real genetic
It
thing.
is. No, it really is. It's like I've talked to doctors about it, and they said it's just a
We'll do a fundraiser for you. You want to listen to Donald Trump talk about immigration?
Get me an overnight show. and
Hold
we
on,
go.
let me pull up. I'm not getting anything on
Here it
Fox Anchored. Let me.
Go on. I'll go unanchored. Then.
Safety.
Here we go.
And places enormous strain on our local schools, hospitals, and communities in general, taking precious resources away from the poorest Americans who need them most. Illegal immigration costs our country billions and billions of dollars each year. America is a welcoming country, and under my leadership, it's a welcoming country. We lead the world in humanitarian protection and assistance by far. It's nobody even close. We have the largest and most expansive immigration programs anywhere on the planet. We've issued 40 million green cards since 1970, which means the permanent residency and a path to citizenship for many, many people. But we will not allow our generosity to be abused by those who would break our laws, defy our rules, violate our borders, break into our country illegally. We won't allow it. Mass, uncontrolled immigration is especially unfair to the many wonderful, law-abiding immigrants already living here who followed the rules and waited their turn. Some have been waiting for many years. Some have been waiting for a long time. They've done everything perfectly. And they're going to come in. At some point, they're going to come in. Many cases, very soon. We need them to come in because we have companies coming into our country. They need workers, but they have to come in on a merit basis, and they will come in on a merit basis. The communities are often left to bear the cost and the influx of people that come in illegally. We can't allow that. There's a limit to how many people a nation can responsibly absorb into their societies. Every day, above and beyond our existing lawful admission programs, roughly 1,500 to 2,000 people try crossing our borders illegally. We do a very good job considering the laws are so bad. They're not archaic. They're incompetent. It's not that they're old. They're just bad. And we can't get any Democrat votes to change them. It's only the Republicans that are in unison. They want to change them. They want to make strong borders, want to get rid of any crime because of the borders, of which there's a lot. And we've done a great job with the laws that we have. We're moving in tremendous numbers of people to get out the MS-13 gangs and other gangs that illegally come into our country. And we're getting them out by the thousands. But this is a perilous situation, and it threatens to become even more hazardous